Welcome into the YouTube stream for everybody tuning in. I really appreciate you giving me some of the time of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we already have our very first Trump supporter loaded into the live. We're going to hop right into the debates. Their name is Dudley and they're 30. So, Mr. Dudley, if you'd like to take it away and tell us why you support Trump, that'd be great.
Hey, yeah, I was on, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago with you. Really wanted to talk about uh, border security and the whole deportations and really understand your thought process there.
How long did we talk a
One of the
couple
reasons
weeks
I,
ago?
sup- maybe it was like about a week and a half ago. We talked about border security, about
Uh,
Mr. Garcia, who
okay.
got,
All right, Dudley. I'm sorry.
wrongfully.
I'm sorry, man. If you're telling me that we had a conversation about the same topic like a week ago, unfortunately, I am gonna go to kick you and move on. But I do appreciate you so much for coming up, man. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Let's go and move on to the next guest, everybody. Do just gotta give us a second to get that next guest, Ava, up in the box, y'all. Everyone, just do be patient while we're loading the next guest up. What's going on, Ava? How old are you?
Hello,
What is your age?
I'm 18,
What year were you born in?
2007, April 21st.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
sorry.
No worries. So, do you support Trump?
Yes, I didn't get to vote for him.
All right. Obviously, no, because you were 17 at the time. So, why do you support Trump?
I agree with his, first of all, like immigration policies and also the abortion. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Okay. I think that his immigration policies are very bad. Like mass deportation, for instance, has no positive outcomes, only negative outcomes. Um, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, by the way, I'm here with my friend. She's also a Trump supporter, if that's okay.
Okay.
And okay, I think that the the mass deportation is actually good because it's getting illegal.
Okay. So you're trolling. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a
I'm not
minute.
trolling.
Go ahead and put a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation. And everybody, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen in the meantime. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest. We got Kelsey Richardson loading up. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're following the rules. Make sure that you're an American adult that supports Trump. Y'all, make sure that you're an American adult that supports Trump. Welcome in, Kelsey. Do you support Donald J. Trump?
Um, I do not, but I don't agree.
I am so sorry, Kelsey. We're going to go to move on to the next guest. Make sure that we're following those rules or you will be kicked. All right, here we go. What's going on, Christopher? Do you support Trump?
I do, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
25 years old. Are you
Parker.
driving?
No, I'm not driving, but I am near a roadway. But so Dean, how old are you?
Me,
You're 22, right?
I'm 20. I'm 20. So why do you support Trump, Christopher?
So I support Trump because I think he's a suave and intelligent individual who has had much success in his life. I do want to say to you, Dean, you are 20 years old. You know, I remember being 20. I've matured a lot in the past 5 years. I think that you are somewhat mature, but a lot of the people you debate with are like 19, 18 years old. I think that you have a cognitive advantage over them in that you are 20 and maybe somewhat intelligent for your age. Just like I have an advantage over a 19 or 18-year-old. So I feel like that's part of your shtick.
It's part of my what's my shtick? I'm confused. Are you saying that like I just want to talk to people my own age?
No, that you want to talk to people younger than you or your
Actually,
own.
preferably not. I like it when I talk to older people.
I just feel like there's an advantage of people between the ages of like 22 to 30 cognitive wise. I feel like we like physically like do you know how there's an age that is your prime physically. I think there's also an age that is your prime mentally, and I feel like that age is somewhere between 22 and 30.
Okay, so you feel like you're at your prime?
I do feel like I'm at my prime. I feel like
Okay.
once I reach the age.
Okay.
So,
Are you just trying to like intellectually demean me because I'm younger than you? Is that like the conclusion of your position here? I'm really confused. I just want to debate like Trump, but I think that you're trying to get at like this idea that like I'm less intelligent than you because I'm younger than you. Okay, prove it by beating me in a debate. So let's hop into the substance of the conversation. Destroy me with your intellectual superiority, old man, Mr. 25-year-old, by the way. So you said that you support Trump because he's intelligent. I feel like an intellectually superior person such as yourself would never make such a ridiculous argument because Donald Trump is anything but intelligent, if we're going to be honest. Can you prove his intelligence by playing me one single clip of Donald Trump speaking intelligently about policy in the last 10 years?
So, do you remember his debate with Joe Biden?
I do. Even in his debate with Joe Biden, could you play me a single clip from that where he's intelligently speaking about policy?
Would you agree with me and AOC and pretty much everybody else that he did beat him in that debate?
Obviously, but that's not because Donald Trump is more like is a super intelligent guy. That's because Biden obviously just wasn't presenting the substance of the conversation right. Like I don't think like optically appearing to be able to debate better than Joe Biden when Joe Biden is near 90 years old is going to be a marker of high intelligence. So, like, not only have you not answered my original question, but you're also just giving a nothing burger position here. So we're going to go back to my question. You said that Donald Trump was intelligent. Prove Donald Trump's intelligence by giving me a single clip of him speaking intelligently about policy in the last 10 years, please.
A clip of him speaking intelligently about policy? How about look up his clip about that terrorist in the Middle East? That was one of the foremost issues of the United States at the time, and kind of still is. Not really. I guess Israel and other things are bigger issues now, but at the time, terrorism was one of the biggest issues of the United States. And I think his speech about that issue was, I think it was one of the better speeches of the modern era. I mean, I'm sure
Okay, so I just want to clarify. You're not like giving me a clip or anything. You're you're unable to answer my question about him intelligently speaking about policy in the last 10 years. So I mean, I find it like absolutely ridiculous to suggest that if like this guy was like super intelligent, that you like, but yet you don't have a single clip of him speaking intelligently about policy in the last 10 years, and then even about his speeches. I mean, let's go ahead and listen to one of his speeches. Now listen to me speak. So this is going to be one of Donald Trump's speeches. This was just the other day on the 1st of July. And it is the transcript from his speech, but it's a woman reading off that transcript in a very clear tone. So the absurdity of his words are highlighted. Let's go ahead and listen to one of like these speeches from this ultra intelligent president, everyone.
Night, you buy a house, they have
a
faucet in the house, and the faucet, the water doesn't come out. They have a restrictor. In areas where you have so much water, they don't know what to do with it. You have a shower head, and the shower does it. The shower. You think, it's not working. It's not working. The water is dripping out, and that's no good for me. I like this here. Listen, I like this hair nice and wet. You have to stand in the shower for like 20 minutes before you get the soap out of your hair. And I put it, I think, and it sounds funny, but it's really not. It's horrible. And you wash your hands, you turn on the faucet, no water comes out, and you're washing, the water barely comes out. This was done by crazy people. And I wrote it off, and I got it approved in Congress, so they can't just change it because I did it in my first term, and everyone was so happy. And then one of the first things that Biden did when he came back was put the restriction on showers, toilets, and sinks. Put this and washing machines and the washing machine. They give you like a quarter of this bottle and you do your clothing. And people needed 10 of these bottles. And then the people came to me from Whirlpool. They said, we can't make a machine that's competitive. We can't make a machine and it doesn't work right. They don't let us use the water. Do you have any problems with water? No! We have so much water we don't know what to do with it. You know, it comes down from heaven, right? And I approved all of that. The washing machines, the whole thing, the dishwashers. That was the other one. They give you like this much water right up to there to do your dishes. So people, you know what they do? They keep pressing the button. So they just keep doing the dishes 10 times. They end up using more water than you would have used if you did it right in the first place. So all of that stuff has been written off. It sounds crazy. It's the little things. The straw. I let you go back to a plastic straw. I was tired of having straws melt in my mouth. You know, it wasn't working. The paper wasn't working so well. So these are the little things that I did.
So that's like you're like super intelligent Chad president right there, right?
mean, you've talked a lot. Like you've been a streamer for about maybe 2 years. You've said a lot of things. You've said things about doxing people. You've said things about a lot of other things. You know, if we want to
God.
play a
Jesus
2-minute
Christ. Fucking hell.
you,
That's crazy.
Wait.
That's a crazy
Wait.
response. So
It
you come
don't
up
ever-
here, you come up here, you argue, one moment. You come up here, you argue that Donald Trump is intelligent. I disprove your argument by pointing out how you cannot show a single clip of him speaking intelligently in the last 10 years. And then I play you a 2-minute clip of him giving like this completely insane speech that is completely intelligible like a week and a half ago. And then your response is to accuse me of a crime that I didn't commit. And this is the same guy that apparently is intellectually superior to me. Maybe you shouldn't have opened with that very, very confident statement that you're 5 years older than me, therefore more intelligent, sir. I think that you're kind of losing the script here.
I think that there are people who are more intelligent than you and I who say things that are not always entirely intelligent. I think you've said very stupid things, such as inviting people to dox people. I think that Donald Trump has never invited anybody to dox people, even when he was.
Is this the argument? So is this like all that the Trump debates are going to turn into now? Is, Dean, you proved me wrong, but guess what? You dox somebody? This is completely insane, man. I mean, I guess like this is like the MAGA tactic now. So like, no, man. Like, listen, I'll give like my 15-second response to that again. No, I didn't dox anybody. Legally speaking, that's just not true. I didn't commit the crime of doxing. Now, if you want to say that you have some like colloquial understanding of what doxing is outside of the law that you believe I did, I guess that would be your interpretation. But of course, you know, like I regret like telling my fan base to find public information and privately report to local CPS authorities with an intention of looking for child safety. I don't think I should have done that. Okay, that was obviously an instance of me dropping the ball. 110%, I could agree with you there. You know, I was put in that very hard scenario. I shouldn't have responded in that way, even though the parents were like just completely insane. I mean, they thought that parents had the right to consent to the sexual exploitation of their kids, etc. I mean, you know, like the wife was referring to the sexual exploitation of minors as a business transaction, and even the husband challenged the idea that having a child create child porn is exploitation. So I mean, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm just refuting what you said.
There's two things. First of all, you keep on talking about legally doxing somebody. Doxing is not illegal.
It is illegal.
It's not illegal.
Doxing is a crime.
No, it is not illegal.
Yes,
it's
it is.
not a crime.
Doxing is a crime.
No, it is not.
What?
I challenge you to look that up because it is not a crime.
I
Usually
don't even know how to respond to this.
Somebody sues
Doxing
somebody
is a
else,
crime.
or if somebody is indicted for a crime, all their information is included in that. That is not a crime. Police departments frequently give out people's information.
Okay.
If you ask them for it. It's
Okay.
very frequent. It's not a crime. There are websites, there are institutions that literally give out people's information as their business.
So you're talking about public information that is like enforceably released by like police departments, etc. In accordance with the law. So doxing is a crime that would describe taking either private information or non-public information that's obtained illegally and posting it on the internet. I'm trying to correct you here. If you'd allow me to speak, that'd be very meaningful. So you're still interrupting me, buddy. So doxing isn't just taking public information and putting it on the internet. Doxing is taking private information obtained illegally and putting it on the internet, or taking some public information and putting it on the internet with an intent to cause harm. Okay, but I don't know why we're debating this. We're supposed to be debating why you support Trump. You lost that debate, so now you're pivoting to this. It's pretty embarrassing.
Sorry. So I've somewhat
Everybody
lost.
in the chat is now spamming his repost. Let's check it out.
What?
Oh, that's really strange.
No, don't check it out. Dean, it's not worth it. It's not
Why-
worth it. Don't take the time to do that.
Why?
It's not your.
Why do you have that reposted?
Because I like women. Sue me.
Dude, literally
And
the top comment says, "Okay, she looks 14" with 9,000 likes and liked by the person that made this post.
But does she look 14 to you, Dean? She does not.
How old are you?
I'm 25. And I just
Okay, we're going to move on to the next guest. All right, everyone, just give us a minute to get the next guest up in the box, y'all. Do be patient, y'all. Do be patient. We're going to get that next guest up in here. If you are in that queue, make sure that you support Trump. We got Devrin loading into the live. Guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends here, y'all. All right, what is going on? Devrin, do you support Trump? All right, Devrin's not here. In the meantime, everybody, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, y'all. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, y'all. Let's go to get that next guest, Scorpion, up in the box. Everybody, just do be patient while we are loading that next guest up in here, y'all. Do be patient. We got Scorpion loading in right now. Hello, Scorpion. Do you support Trump? Okay, Scorpion left. So if you're watching and you want to join, let me know down below. We'll get you pulled up here. We're just looking for some debates, y'all. We're looking for some debates. What's going on? Roland, do you support Trump?
Good night. Greetings from the Netherlands.
All right. So we have 3 rules here. If you are requesting to join the live, you got to be at least 18 years old. You have to be from America, and you got to support Donald J. Trump. We are just looking for some debates with Trump supporters from America that are adults. So if that's you, let me know down below in that chat. We'll get you loaded into the live right now, y'all. If that's you, let me know down below in that chat. We'll get you loaded into the live. Let's see who's next, guys. Let's go and get the next guest, Cleve, loaded into the live. Here we go, everybody. Welcome in, Cleve. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
29.
29, perfect. Before we hop into our debate, Justin, thank you so much for the very first donation of the stream with the $25 over on PayPal. Justin, thank you so much for the love. Justin says, hey, Dean, I love watching you, man, on my days off, and I try to listen to you while I'm at work. Love you, man. Love you too, Justin. Thank you so much for the $25 donation. If we could show some love to Justin down below in that comment section for the $25 donation, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much for the love, man. And go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
I support Trump because I believe that he is for the people.
Okay. I find that hard to believe. I could name off many things that he's done that has been against the people.
I'm sure you could. You could name a lot of things because you talk fast. You're very, very, very intelligent as a human being, and I respect that. And the way that you portray yourself is actually very intelligent. But the thing is I do believe that Donald Trump does have it in for the American people. And if you're an American, you should believe in the way that Donald Trump portrays himself because he is a man. He is a human being. And if you want to sit here and hate on another human being, then you are actually betraying your own beliefs. So
okay, go ahead and tell me what Donald Trump has done that shows that he's for the people.
You really want to? What does that mean? Like,
what does that mean?
For
like particularly like policy that he's got pushed through Congress, executive orders that he signed into law, memorandums demonstrated, or other actions as a result of the executive branch of this government through his departments or secretaries that has demonstrated that he's for the American people.
I just want to
like a pretty specific example.
Donald Trump, right? Your question here is why do you support Donald Trump?
That is a question.
Yeah, and I wanna ask you, why do you not support Donald Trump?
We're all over the place. So I asked you why you support Trump. You said because he's for the people. Then I was like, I can name off a very long list of things that demonstrates he's not for the people.
Okay,
no, Christopher,
you've
Cleve, with all due respect, you've interrupted me every single time I've opened my mouth since our conversation started. Can you stop?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I asked you why you support Trump. You said it's because he's for the people. I then said in return, well, I could name off about a billion things that he's done that shows he's not for the people. Then you interrupt me like midway through that sentence, and then you go on about how I just want to hate on Donald Trump by giving you reasons why I don't like him. And then I just completely ignore that, and I just go back to your original prompt of the fact that you think that Donald Trump's for the people by asking you for specific incidents of things that he's done that's for the people. And then you respond to that by not answering the question, and then just going right back to asking me, what about Trump do I not like? Now, I could give you a very long list of things about Donald Trump that I don't like, that I'm not a fan of. Things that I think have made it clear he's not for the people, and I'd be very happy to explore that with you. But before we explore that, I want you to be the first guest in the last 30 minutes to actually back up your reasoning reasonings why you support Trump. The last guest did the same thing where they said that they support Trump because he's intelligent. I refute that position, and they just had no response and then got off topic. Now, you're telling me that you support Trump because he is doing things that are for the people. I just simply ask you for clarification of what those things are.
Okay.
You can't
So
answer that question, so
I-
then you deflect from the topic and go back to asking me the inverse. So
Can I support it
before
or
we
not?
move on, I want you to support your claim that he's for the people by giving me
can I-
specific things
can
that
I
he's
or
done
not
that demonstrates he's for the
talking?
people.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I support Donald Trump because who else was I supposed to support? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Joe Biden gave up. The thing is,
Joe Biden didn't even run in the general election.
Now you're interrupting me.
Yes, because I want to keep you on topic.
Oh,
You have
no,
still
no,
not
no, no,
answered your
no.
question.
No,
You have
we
still
don't
not
need
answered
to-
my question
this
of what
is
specific
one
things
way or
has Trump
two ways.
done that demonstrates he's for the people.
Hey, buddy, look, I respect you in what you're doing, and if you're gonna sit here and belittle me for interrupting you, and then you sit here and interrupt me, it's kind of bullshit.
Sure, I get that. Mutual respect. It'll
okay.
go both ways. I
So-
won't interrupt you. You don't interrupt me.
Yes.
But please just answer my question. What is Donald Trump doing that shows he's for the people? Why do you think he's for the people?
Okay. Well, so what do you mean? He's been a gift from God. Are you religious?
Oh my goodness gracious. So no, I'm not. I'm not religious.
Okay, well, so that makes sense, and that's okay.
Okay. So assuming I'm a Christian, convince me that he's a gift from God.
Okay. Well, so Donald Trump has been a businessman for his entire life, correct?
Yeah. God doesn't seem to like rich
No,
businessmen.
no. That's a yes or no question, correct?
Okay. So he's been a businessman for most of his
Okay,
life.
yes or no,
I-
please.
Jesus
Yes
Christ.
or no.
He's been a
No,
businessman.
hey, it's your Lord and Savior, but yes or no?
He's been a businessman for most of his life.
No, for his entire life.
He obviously wasn't a businessman when he was shooting
Okay,
in
so
diapers.
yes or no?
Okay, then no.
He hasn't been a businessman.
Not for his whole life. No, obviously not.
No. Well, okay. Well, so would you say that America, the United States of America, runs on a business?
Okay.
Would you say that?
No, I don't think that our country is a business.
Okay, so if do you believe that the United States of America is the greatest country in the world?
I don't see what my thoughts on that has to do with your claim
Do
that
you
Donald
not?
Trump
No,
is a gift
no,
from
no.
God.
Answer that question. Do you believe that the United States of America is the greatest country in the world?
It depends on what metric you'd measure the
Okay.
greatest. Can I answer your
Yes
questions?
or no? Are you going to say no?
It depends on what metric you're using to make that measurement. Okay. Like if-
Okay, you
like-
let me
like-
know. You tell me the difference behind that then.
Okay, like if we use a metric of like quality of life on average, like no, America's not the greatest country. in the
So
world.
then, what is the greatest
You're-
country? in the
You're
world?
interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
So it depends on what metric you use to dictate what the greatest country in the world is. Like, for instance, if you use a metric of like average qualities of life, no. There's other countries with higher qualities of life. If you use a metric of per capita GDP, no. There's other countries with higher per capita GDP. If you use a metric of like egalitarianism, no. There's other countries that are more egalitarian than America. If you just use a metric of overall GDP, yes. There's no other country with a higher GDP than America. If you use a metric of like expenditure on the military, yes. There's no other country with a higher expenditure on the military. If you use like the metric of population size, no, there's other countries with a larger population. So like once again, it just purely depends on like what metric you're using to dictate the greatest country in the world and what that means. And depending on your metric, yes or no can be a sufficient answer. However, I don't see the relevance of this goddamn question because remember, I asked you to tell us why you support Trump. You said it's because he's for the American people. I asked you to give me evidence or just like an argument that he's for the American people. You respond to that by telling me that he's a gift from God. I ask you to give me an argument that he's a gift from God, and then you start talking, like asking me if I think that America's the greatest country in the world. I like, bro, okay, we need to make America coherent again because this argument is like so incoherent. So let's just
Hey,
let's just
so-
go back to the baseline. Either just give me reason to believe that he's for the American people by demonstrating actions that he's engaged in that are pro the American people, or give me reason to believe that he's like a gift from God by just making an argument for that fact. So which one of those arguments do you want to give me?
So I am a blue collar worker. I'm an electrician from Iowa. I work my ass off every fucking day to keep the lights on for a lot of people. I see you're there smirking. That's okay. But you know what? It's, my hands are blistered. They're calloused. And no tax on overtime is fantastic for me because I work a shit ton of overtime. It's, I believe that America should stay the way it is, and if people do not like that, I'm sorry about it. It sucks. But the reason being behind all of it is, hey, buddy, you can't change my mind, and I'm not gonna change yours.
Dude, I just want an argument. That's all. Okay, so you finally given me some substance here. You think that Donald Trump is for the American people because of quote unquote no tax on overtime? Is that the argument that you'd like me to respond to?
No.
Oh my God! Then what is the argument you want me to respond to?
Okay, so the argument is the thing is the initial argument here right now is, why should I have voted Donald Trump besides Kamala Harris? You tell me why I was wrong voting Donald Trump.
Sure. You know what? I'll entertain it. Let's just ignore.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like that's fair, right?
Wait, actually, no. It's unfair because you're completely deflecting away from.
Because
I'll tell you.
Was elected by Biden.
I'll tell you why it's unfair.
Took away your democratic process.
Listen. I'm gonna give you grace, and I'm gonna answer your question. But before I do, I'll tell you why it's unfair.
Hey, I love that. I love that because you're
interruptions.
I do respect
Stop.
you a lot.
Barbie, thank you for the
I
minute.
do respect you. I really do respect you.
I appreciate that.
Even though we have different beliefs, like I do respect you.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, sir. Now, I'll tell you why that's unfair first and foremost, because it's unfair as it's a deflection away from your argument. Remember, you were supposed to be making an argument that he's for the American people. You can't make that argument, so now you're just asking me to tell you why he's not for the American people. That's why it's unfair. It's technically a deflection.
Well,
but
because you're asking a question.
Listen. Stop interrupting.
No, you're right.
Stop
Okay.
it. I'm going to answer the question nonetheless. So you should not support Trump because he doesn't stand for the American people. He actively fucking harms them. Think about this 17 million Americans that are going to be kicked off of Medicaid because he's gutting it by $1 trillion per year, which is going to increase premiums, making them unaffordable for low-income Americans, plus adding that work requirement, which is completely immoral because there's going to be people that meet that work requirement but haven't filled out the comprehensive paperwork, meaning that they're going to still yet be kicked off of the healthcare. And just the fact that I don't think healthcare policy should be policy to incentivize employment. Okay, then like the 3 million people are going to be kicked off of SNAP benefits in 50 states because we're defunding them by $156 billion per year on the federal level. That's also anti the American people. Plus like the $5 trillion that we're going to be adding to our national debt from this bill that literally only helps people making over $50,000 per year, disproportionately helping the ultra wealthy. That's anti the American people. It's the most expensive bill in American history. Bad. He's also anti the American people because he stripped the right to access healthcare away from 66 million American women. That is a human rights violation. That's anti the American people. He's anti the American people because he wants to impose tariffs on our allies, which ultimately is going to be a regressive tax that disproportionately impacts like poor Americans. He's anti the American people because he doesn't care about our constitutional rights. He's literally taking citizenship away from some of the American people, particularly the American people that were born on U.S. soil from parents that are undocumented immigrants. That was a blatantly unconstitutional EO that he passed there. Not to mention when he called for the termination of the Constitution in December of 2022, or tried to rig the outcome of the 2020 election, which if he was successful in doing so, would have silenced the voice and the vote of every American citizen that voted in the election. Okay, here's like a whole cohort of things that prove he's against the American people, and here's a whole cohort of reasons why you shouldn't support Trump.
Okay. Sure. You talked a lot there. You said a lot of words that honestly, a lot of these people probably don't understand just because that's the American education system. You did a lot of research and you're you're at the top of your game. You're good at what you do. I'm not going to take that away from you. That's that's who you are. You're the Charlie Kirk of the Democratic side. You no, you're good. You're good. Look, I mean, that's and I'm on the opposite side of you, which is why I wanted to talk to you. Um, but at the same side, on the flip side, do you think that if we had a healthcare system like Canada, would that help the American people? Would that really, really help the American people? Or what healthcare system do you have? If you were to get in a car accident tomorrow, would you have the same healthcare as a person that is homeless have the same healthcare? Or do you have
Okay,
something better?
all right, buddy. All right, buddy.
Well, because that's
buddy,
the American
buddy, you couldn't give an argument for why you think Donald Trump is pro the American people. So you asked me for my argument why you think he's against the American people. I give you my argument. And now you can't address that argument either. What the hell are we doing? Yeah, I have a question. I don't mean for this to come off as disrespectful. I'm genuinely asking in good faith. Are you drunk?
No, sir.
Okay. I apologize for asking you that question. I understand that that could be demeaning. My fault. My bad, bro. My apologies. So, do you want to try? I feel bad now. Do you want to try to give a response to my argument that he's against the American people, or do you want to just try again to give me an argument that he's for the American people?
The reason why he is for the American people is because he's putting a policy there for the American people. He is deporting the non-Americans, which I'm sorry.
It took us
I know
15 minutes
that-
to get to
that-
an argument. Mass deportation is bad because it reduces our GDP,
Okay, that's fine.
destabilizes our labor
I-
force,
so now you're
reduces our
gonna
productive
interrupt me.
capacities, and makes the average consumer
I get it.
poorer.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, look, the thing is we're bringing other companies into the United States to eventually, hopefully, I mean, we only got what, 3 years left.
I'm just gonna disconnect them. Have a good rest of your day, bro. I'm gonna go to move on to the next guest. My apologies, man. I don't mean to come off as disrespectful, but like that was just not intelligible. Welcome in, Charlie. Do you support Trump?
Dean, I love you.
Okay,
Dean?
we're just looking for Trump supporters. Guys, go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age if you do want to come up and have a conversation. We are just looking for some Trump supporters to debate. Jay, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal, saying thanks for helping change the hearts and minds. I appreciate you for that love, Jay. As well as Azalea, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, saying wishing you luck with what is the misinformation being spread about you. I appreciate you for your kindness. That's very kind, Azalea. Let's get 100 Azalea W's down below. As well as Sophie, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, saying love you, Dean. Please say hi to my sister Ella. Hi, Ella. Hi, Sophie and Ella. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Show some love to Sophie and Ella down below in that comment section, everybody. Show some love to Sophie and Ella. Welcome in, Camilo. Do you support Trump?
Let's say I take things from both parties.
I'm just curious. Like, do you think that America would be better off or worse off if Kamala Harris was president right now?
I just wasn't convinced with Kamala either. If you want me to be honest, I was definitely not convinced with Trump, but I was also not convinced with Kamala.
So would the country be better off or worse off if Kamala Harris was president right now?
I think with somebody else, if you want me to be honest. But if I had to pick, I mean, I'll say Kamala just because of the shit show that we have with the current administration.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Honestly, I think that a better option for you would just be to tune in and to listen to the streams compared to debating on them, because it sounds like you just need some more information, which is fine. You're in a great place for that. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute here, y'all. Aaron, thank you. Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Aaron, that is crazy. Thank you so much for the love, for the $50. That is ERIN. I want to see 500 Aaron W's in the live chats right now for the $50 donation over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the kindness. We're going to move on to the next guest, James, right now. But Aaron says, this is the funniest conversation I've ever heard. We're in tears over here. That last conversation was a little brutal. At points, it was funny. But thank you for that love, Aaron. Show some love to Aaron down below. That is so kind. As well as Farah. Thank you for the $20 over at PayPal, saying thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for your kindness. And thank you for being here with us today. Show some love to Farah down below in those live chats for the 20. That is FARAH. What's going on, James? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, phenomenal. I think I have 4 more people here to thank before we hop into the debate. Rachel, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. They say, had a good day at my side hustle on the craft shell stall today, so I knew I wanted to support you. I'm happy that you're here with us today, Rachel, and thank you for the 15. Show some love to Rachel down below. Sophie with a $20 on Venmo, saying Discord is wondering why you aren't calling the guys for ripping us. I was trying to be respectful. Thank you for the love, Sophie. Let's see 200 Sophie W's and 150 Rachel W's, as well as Allison. Thank you so much for the $20 on Super Chat, saying that you have the patience of a Saint Dean. Thank you for the $20 and the kind message, Allison. And then Mother Amanda with the $20 as well. Thank you so much for the love, Amanda. Show some love to Amanda down below. Thank you so much for the kindness. And then Danielle with the $25 over on PayPal, saying that your patience has made me realize I have none. Thank you for hanging in there. Dude, trust me, Danielle, it is a learned skill. But thank you for the $25 donation. Show some love to Danielle, Allison, Amanda, Sophie, and all of the donors down below in that chat. And James, I apologize for keeping you waiting there. Just had to thank the donors. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support Trump.
Yeah, I actually wanted to know what's up with that vape pen you puff on every now and then.
It's not a vape. It's an anxiety pen.
Dean, come on. Don't lie to us. We know it's a vape pen. Don't bullshit us.
It's an anxiety
If it's an anxiety
pen.
pen, why do you have to hide it?
It's
Why do you have
an
to hide it every
anxiety
time you puff on it?
pen. I don't
Cover
hide
it
it.
with your hand every time you puff on that vape pen.
I don't hide it. It's an anxiety pin. You have no fucking clue, bud.
Dean, come on. Don't lie to us.
You are so
Don't lie to us
outrageous.
about your vape pen, Dean.
It is lavender and caramel. It is for my anxiety. It's natural herbs. Thank you very much.
Can you show it to us?
Can
you show it to us?
I am not obligated to show you my pen. Thank you so much.
Why can't we see your vape pen?
It's not a... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that again because the conservatives will think I'm being serious. I can't do that.
No,
Joke's
come
over. I
on.
need
Go
to
ahead.
forget-
Do it.
No, bro, just tell me why you support Trump.
Come on. Let your anger out.
Dude, do you think I'm like serious about that?
Let the rage out over your vape pen.
Holy fuck. Like no media literacy whatsoever. That is so funny to me. It's absolutely hilarious. It's an anxiety pen. Boo.
Claim it's
There you
an
go.
anxiety pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, don't bullshit us.
Lavender
Everyone knows it's a vape pen.
It's not a vape.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can pretend it's an anxiety pen all you want.
Bro,
but everyone knows it's a vape.
Bro, give me any evidence it's an anxiety pen. Give me one shred of evidence right now. Oh, you have no evidence.
Give you
Get
evidence.
gagged. Get gagged. Loser conservative gets absolutely gagged because he can't give any evidence to justify his conspiracy theory that it's
That's
a
the claim
vape
that
pen.
you're making.
No. You have absolutely no evidence. You have no evidence to suggest that your hypothesis is true. I asked you for evidence that it's a VAPE, and how much evidence did you give me, sir?
You just told me to give you evidence that it's an anxiety pen.
No.
That's the claim you're making.
I gave you evidence. Give me evidence that is a VAPE.
Well, let's see it then.
Wow,
Come on,
no
show it to
us.
us.
Why do you believe in things
Prove
without
that it's
evidence,
an
little bro?
anxiety pen.
Why do you believe in things without evidence? You're positing the positive claim that it's a VAPE pen, meaning that you would have the burden of proof to show that your claim is true. Do you just think that you can make baseless claims with no evidence for reason whatsoever? You think that you could literally build reality based upon your beliefs with no reason? You're a conspiracy theorist. You're absolutely delusional. You're a member of a cult. You build the reality around you based upon your biases without evidence, fact, or reason. Completely unreal.
So when you puff on your vape pen, why do you have to hide it? Why do you have to cover it with your hand?
Because of TikTok TOS. That's fine. This guy's getting baited
Because of
so hard.
what?
TikTok to us. This guy's getting baited so
Okay.
hard. This guy's getting baited so fucking hard. But I gotta stop baiting people with that because like there's like millions of conservatives that don't even like realize that it's bait, and it's like funny to me. But like I guess I'd rather like not like intentionally tarnish my image, even if it's to just like media illiterate conservatives. But no. Let's actually hop into the debate, James. Why do you support Trump?
I'm more curious about your vape pen, actually.
Oh my god, dude, you're obsessed. What if I told you it actually was a VAPE? The whole time the anxiety pen thing's been a troll. Would you believe that, James?
Well, I would still want to see it because, every time you puff on it, you cover it with your hand.
I'm not going to show it to you. I think that violates the platform's terms of service.
Yeah, it's because it's a vape pen.
Precisely, James. Yes, you're spot on.
Yeah.
So why do you
And why do
support-
vape pens violate TikTok guidelines?
I don't know. So people that design the guidelines. So tell us, why do you support Trump? He left. What a weirdo. What a weird fella. What a weird guy we just had up on the live. Well, it's like truly what a weird guy. So I think that he thought like the crash outs over the anxiety pin were like serious. So like he came up here to like debate like a serious reaction out of me. But like he just realized that he had no steam because that's just like a super fun troll that we've been running for months now. Maybe he wanted to hit. I don't know. What's going on? Maybe he just wanted to know to go out and buy. Who knows? Kevin, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Damn fucking right. You remember me, Dean?
I
I
do.
said nigger a long time ago on your.
All right, bye, Kevin. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a moment to load that next guest up in the box. If you're in that queue, make sure that you support Donald J. Trump. We're going to get that next guest, Steve, up in here. Dan, thank you so much for the $50 super chat over on YouTube. Dan says, can't wait to see who's future president. Dan, I appreciate you so much for the $50 donation, the kind message. I don't know if I'm ever going to run for prez. Probably not. I just don't think I could deal with like the stress and the burden of being the president of a country. So you probably won't see me do that. But anyways, I do appreciate the kind sentiment of your message. I want to see at least 500 Dan W's down below in the live chat. Seriously, dude, thank you so much for the love. And what is going on, Steve? Do you support Trump?
No, I actually didn't even mean to click on the live, bro.
Dude, no worries at all,
Sorry.
Steve. Have a good rest of your day. Make sure if you're in that queue that you're MAGA. Let's go and load that next guest up into the box. Here we go, everybody. We got Zob loading up in, as well as McKenna. Thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love. As well as Audrey with the $5 over on Venmo, and Jasmine A with the $5 on Venmo as well. So show some love to Audrey and Jasmine. Okay, all right. Let's get that next guest loaded up in here. Go to put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age. We'll get you pulled up here to have a conversation. Okay, we see a guy in the queue named Ian, and his profile picture is a fish. I bet this guy's definitely MAGA. We'll have a good, productive conversation with Ian, given that he isn't 14. Ian, how are you a minor? How old are you?
22.
What year were you born in?
38.
Yep. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Do be patient while we load up Berkeley. Do be patient, everybody. We got the next guest loaded in right now, y'all. Welcome in, Berkeley. Do you support Trump?
I don't, but my entire
Fuck, Berkeley. Feel free to hop back in that queue if you have your family with you. I'd love to chat with them. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Matt. Shoshana, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. As well as Ellie with the $10 on Venmo, saying that I love what you're doing, Dean. Thank you, Ellie. Let's see 100 LEWs down below in that chat. That is ELLIE. Thank you for the $10 donation. Welcome in, Matt. Do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
I sure can, man. Are you MAGA?
A little bit on the border. I want to know why you support Biden, and if you could put it into like one sentence.
How old are you?
23.
Okay, well, Biden didn't run for the presidency. So I supported Kamala Harris because her character and policy was better for this country.
Why don't you like Trump?
Well, I despise his character because he's an adjudicated rapist that has boasted about perving on naked underage teenage girls while they were undressed, as well as like a plethora of other things. I despise his policy because it's economically regressive, increases income inequities, and reduces qualities of life while stripping vulnerable Americans from the support systems that they need, such as 17 million Americans off of Medicaid or 3 million Americans off of SNAP benefits. And I also despise his foreign policy because he's just not that intelligent of a guy, so it's never properly implemented. He hasn't been able to do
I
anything
think you're
to reduce-
definitely more informed on me when it comes to policy and how these leaders want to lead the country. But I mean, like, from my perspective, I'm 23 years old. I've never noticed a major swing in my life based on who the president was. I feel like the biggest impact that it has is genuinely just dividing people. Like, I honestly
Oh,
I
sure.
genuinely believe.
Give me
if
a second
you
here, Matt.
just-
I do apologize for interrupting you and just
Bro,
putting our
you think
conversation
kids
on pause.
can give consent, bro? You're a fucking creep, bro.
Yeah, I actually want to ask, why do you think I think that kids
You're a
can consent to
creep,
sex?
bro.
Why do you
I
think
just
that?
watched the video, bro. Dude literally said the kid has no choice because he's not letting the kid do it whether the kid wants to or not, and you twisted the words into him saying that he could sex traffic his child. You're a fucking creep, bro.
Okay.
You're fucking weird.
Hey, Evan.
Because you decided
Hey,
that
Evan.
you as soon as he
Hey,
said
hey,
something
Evan.
about consent,
Hey, Evan.
you covered
Hey,
your mouth
hey, Evan.
like the kid was
Hey,
able
Evan.
to give consent in
Evan.
the first place.
Hey,
You're a
Evan.
fucking weirdo.
Hey, Evan, take a listen. Take a
You
listen.
have issues.
Take a listen, Evan. So yesterday, like the other day when we were talking at the start of the conversation, like the very first thing that was said was, "Here's Donald Trump walking into the changing rooms of these naked teens." And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Goatman, precisely. I don't think that a parent can allow for their underage teen to be perved on.
You don't think, or that's the law?
This is wife, by the way.
There's a difference. There's a huge difference. What's the law?
Wait, are you? So I no, that's actually not the law. It is.
What is the law, Dean? What is the age of consent? What is the law?
We're talking about teenagers under 18 here.
Right, and they don't have the legal authority to make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then?
It's
Who is it? Is
so,
it God? It's not God. Who is it?
So the child can't consent to sex, and the parent can't consent to the child having sex.
So where does the consent fall? Because
Nobody.
when you
Consent
go to
doesn't
the
fall on
doctor's
anybody.
office, when kids go on field trips, who's signing the papers? Because it's not the child. From my research, statements from the girl specifically that he went and saw it in the changing room said that it was more transactional than anything. If anything, because these girls are competing against each other.
Cool. So you heard me explicitly say that I don't think that children can consent, as well as you heard the husband argue that yes, he does think that parents have the ability to consent for their children to be sexually exploited. In fact, you even
Never
heard me-
said that.
Yes.
Never
yes,
said
yes,
that.
Yep. Listen once again.
Nope.
Like the very first thing that was said was, "Here's Donald Trump walking into the changing rooms of these naked teens." And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Yep. Did the parents allow it? Did the parents give consent for an older man to sexually exploit their children by looking at them while they're naked in a changing room while they're undressed? And then he even explicitly clarify that's what he said, and then you'll hear his wife's reaction. Just listen to this. question. Listen to this question that I ask.
This is what you
Goatman,
did to him.
precisely. I don't think that a parent can allow for their underage teen to be perved on. That once again, my question was, and I quote, "I don't think that a parent can allow their underage teen to be perved on." I'll repeat that. My statement was, and I quote, "I don't think a parent can allow their underage teen to be perved on." And now listen to what the wife's response is.
You don't think, or that's the law? There's a difference. There's a huge difference.
Right. So then she's challenging that notion by arguing that they do, legally speaking, and then she follows that up with an explanation that parents have control over their children in other senses. So that must also mean that parents have control over their children in the sense that they have the ability to sexually exploit them. And then about your original claim that I
A
said
conversation
that,
or a lecture?
and then about your original claim that I said that children can't consent. I mean, you even heard me explicitly say in the clip that I don't think that.
Authority to make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then? Who is it? Is it God? It's not God. Who is it?
So the child can't consent to sex, and the parent can't consent to the child having sex. Okay. So I'd like an apology for your claim that I think that kids can consent, and I'd like an acknowledgement that you were completely wrong about the statements and beliefs of the parents. Take it away.
No, that you just showed me a cherry pick clip, and for one, you lectured me instead of having a conversation. You have your moderators muting my mic every 2 seconds. So, like, let's be real.
Yeah.
So
the minute and a half, the minute and a half that I just played you.
So she just said, "Nope, let me talk." You just sat there and fucking yapped for how long?
Yeah.
Anyway, literally said, "That's the law." Didn't say that it shouldn't be a law. That's the law because that's what's right. The kids cannot give consent.
So you think that parents have the legal right to allow
No,
their
wrong. See,
teenagers
that's
to be
where you
perved on?
that's where you keep fucking up, bro. You're assuming and twisting words, bro.
Wait,
The law. The law is right. Kids cannot give consent.
Why are you changing what they said?
Literally said they literally said that is the law. And I am saying the law is right. Kids
one
cannot
second.
give consent.
We just
and you're
listened.
arguing that kids can give consent.
What the fuck? I just played you the clip where I said kids can't consent. Did you hear that?
Dude, what the fuck did I just watch earlier then? Why are you showing
where's
me
the
this clip? This is a
where's
completely different clip.
where's the cognitive dissonance?
This is a completely different clip than from what I just saw.
Like
bro.
I'm just truly confused where like people are getting this inference from. So I mean I think like the inference.
All right,
that you're-
look. So look,
listen,
I
Evan,
watched the
allow me to speak. So I think like the inference that you're taking away that like for whatever reason you think I think children can consent is in like the 10-second clip that you watched. I said that parents can't exploit their children because it's violating their child's consent. I agree that was poorly worded, but what that's supposed to mean is that a parent like can't consent to a child being exploited because it's still yet unconsensual because kids can't consent. And I mean this is even made explicitly clear in the clip that I
That's the
just played you,
law.
where I said that parents can't consent. And then once again, you've like repeated the sentiment that you think that the parents were just saying that kids can't consent. I mean, you just listened to like a 1.5-minute clip twice where the parents are like, parents have the ability to give permission for the exploitation of their children. I make it explicitly clear that this is what they're arguing. I literally say, so I don't think that parents can give permission for their children to be perved on. And then the mom rejects that. And then she even argues that it's a business transaction. And this also isn't cherry picked. I just played you the first 1.5 minutes of a 5-minute and 30-second clip. And this was more context than that original 10-second clip that you had watched. If we continue to listen to this clip, you'll then hear the mother like argue that it was a business transaction, that like older adult men perving on minors is a business transaction. Then at the end of the clip, you'll hear somebody else say like that CP is art, as well as you'll hear like the husband argue that like that's not exploitation either. Like I just don't understand why you're holding on to these obviously false biases. Like, can we agree?
Look, so the clip
can
that
we
I
agree
saw,
that I obviously
can
don't think that
can I
children
say
can't
something
consent?
real quick? Yeah, okay, kids cannot consent, but the clip that I saw, you said something about, oh, you won't give kids consent to be sexually trafficked. The
That's
dude
not
was
true.
like, no, my kid does not have a choice in whether or not, but I would never do it. It is the law. You cannot do it. So and you covered your mouth and told your audience to dox him.
Okay, so I mean, we'll get to the doxing claim after we finish our conversation of what the parents said, because we need to make sure that we're not confused there before we move on to the second half of this conversation.
Clip. I'm talking about
No, you're literally talking about the conversation with these two same parents that you're listening to right now.
the same parents, different clip, bro.
Right. So I'm trying to explain this to you. I'd really appreciate it if you'd listen.
We're not talking about the fucking parents. We're talking about you.
Okay. I like I said,
We're talking about you,
we're-
not them.
Yes, you were. No. You were talking about what the parents were claiming. You said that.
Nope,
the parents,
I said you're a pedophile and you think kids can consent. That's what I said.
Where are you? Do you seriously believe that?
From the clip that I watched, yes, that's exactly what it fucking looked like, dude.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Exactly what it looked like.
gonna go ahead and listen to all 5 minutes and 30 minutes of this. We're
So,
gonna go to,
and so if it's
Evan.
not true,
No,
why did you
Evan,
take the time
Evan,
to?
You just accused me of being a P3DO. We are gonna go ahead and listen to all 5 minutes and 30 seconds of this. So yesterday, like the other day when we were talking at the start of the conversation, like the very first thing that was said was, "Here's Donald Trump walking into the changing rooms of these naked teens." And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Goatman, precisely.
That would be wrong.
I don't think that a parent can allow for their underage teen to be perved on.
You don't think, or that's the law? There's a difference. There's a huge difference. What's the law?
Wait, are you? So I no, that's actually not the law. It is.
What is the law, Dean? What is the age of consent? What is the law?
We're talking about teenagers under 18 here.
Right, and they don't have the legal authority to make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then? Who is it? Is it God? It's not God. Who is it?
So the child can't consent to sex, and the parent can't consent to the child having sex. I didn't know that pedophiles think that kids can't consent to sex.
So where does the consent fall? Because
nobody. The
when you
consent
go to
doesn't
the
fall on
doctor's
anybody.
office, when kids go on field trips, who's signing the papers? Because it's not the child. From my research, statements from the girl specifically that he went and saw it in the changing room said that it was more transactional than anything. If anything, because these girls are competing against each other, they went to Donald Trump when he was back there to get some sort of not promotion, but like to get some sort of like feedback and transactional advice from the guy because he's a businessman. This is exactly what these women that were back there have said on BuzzFeed. I've seen it. I've read it.
What do you mean it was transactional when he's walking
They were
on a
trying
naked
to
teenage
get.
girls?
It was
What's
transactional in a
about it?
business sense. It was
Okay, can you
transactional
explain
in a
that to us?
business. Yes, I can because Trump is a businessman. He has a huge persona, publicly business essential. The girls were trying to get his input and get him to like promote or like give them advice on how to
They're children.
just
They were
get
naked. They can't
Dean!
consent to that.
Dean.
How do you know they was naked, Dean?
Hold on.
'Cause he
Can
said
I
How
they
do
had
you
no
know there
clothes on.
wasn't an sitting in a pair of
Can I
bloomers?
just say something? Hold on. Like, Dean, are you going to listen or are you just going to be, like, just hearing
interrupt.
us? Like, are you going to listen to us, Dean? Like, be honest. Because I'm, like, what, my age?
No,
and we're
listen.
both
I mean, he's
idiots.
talking about some like business
Having no
transaction with
clothes
looking
on.
at naked
I
children.
That means
have,
clothes. That
have
doesn't
the
mean
BuzzFeed
undergarments, dude.
article with those exact words. I'm not making it up. That is the exact words. I have the clip. It's
But the
transactional in the
children
sense of-
can't.
Landon,
The
what do you wanna
children.
Listen,
But you.
Alright, I wanna throw
Child's
this on
bodies
there
are not
real
transactional.
fast.
Well, I mean, I think that both you and your wife had made a handful of things clear in this conversation. But you have now redefended Trump 3 times, walking into a changing room with naked teenage girls by saying that the parents consented. You even then agreed to this for a 4th time as it related to the question that Jerry just asked you, once again reaffirming that they are within their rights and abilities to consent on behalf of the children for exploitation from other adults. As well as your wife, Shania, I mean, she even repeated that she believes that it was a transactional occurrence. Both parties were reaping some benefit. In
By
other
law,
words,
is
she
it
is saying that the bodies, the naked
By
bodies
law,
of
is that
children are
exploitation?
transactional.
Dean, answer the question. By law, is that exploitation?
I think that is exploitation, yeah.
Do you think Brooke Shields was?
Dean, did those words come out of my mouth?
Do you think
Dean,
Brooke
did those
Shields
words come out of my mouth?
exploited when she posed on a Calvin Klein poster underage, holding her breasts without a shirt on?
Who did that?
And
Because yeah, that's
everybody in
wrong.
the
They shouldn't have
world
done
looked
that.
at it?
That's wrong. Bad. Don't do that.
Was she exploited?
Yes.
What by what law?
What? Now we're talking about
She was
some
on
like
posters
actual
and
naked.
She was on Times Square.
Yeah, we're talking about some underage naked teenager with her boobs out in Times Square. Exploitation. She's exploited.
And do you think that
Law.
Do you guys disagree? Like naked teenager with her boobs out on Times Square, was she exploited?
Yes.
I
Progressive
think
thinking.
it's art. I think it's a
Now they're calling it art.
beautiful
Well, all right, hold on,
photo
hold on,
Now they're calling it
okay,
beautiful.
pause it real quick, 'cause I'm not familiar
that was
with
on
this
Times
subject.
Square. That was
gonna do it.
perfectly legal.
You just called child pornography art, by
And
the way.
that
You
was
just called
not
you just called
child
child.
porn.
Don't be
wasn't showing
smug.
any
Do
nips.
not dare be smug. Don't you
I
dare be
can't
smug.
believe that. She literally just called
Don't
CP
be
art.
smug.
That's
Do
what I'm
not
not being
be
smug. That's what she said.
But Dean, what I'm asking you, if it was child porn, do you think that it would be leaked? Because there's laws against child porn.
You still think I'm a pedophile, Evan?
I mean, it's still a little bit low key, yeah. I mean, from what you said in the other clip, yeah. But anyway,
What?
not familiar with that
What?
Times Square thing.
I'm so sorry. How could you just like being intentionally dishonest because you don't like me because I'm a liberal?
Wait, what the fuck? What does you have being a liberal have to do with anything?
Like I just can't find any other explanation.
Why do you love putting words in people's mouths?
I'm trying to. It was
Why
a
do you
question.
love doing you love doing that so much? No, I think
just
you're
a-
a
it
pedophile
was just a
still because
question.
for one, you
What?
defended kids having consent, and two, you put his kids in a weird
do you have
ass
the- do you have the-
hypersexual
Do you
situation.
have the media literacy of a 5-year-old?
Huh?
Do you have the media bro? I just played you 5 minutes of a clip where I'm sticking up for children. I stick up for children in the beginning by saying that children can't be sexually exploited.
So you
Right?
think Trump is a pedophile?
The
then,
parents
don't you?
argue that we're not talking about Trump. We're talking about me because you're the one calling me a P3DO.
But
I stick up for children in the beginning, right? I
Trump-
say that listen.
Trump defends children.
I stick up for the children in the beginning, right? I say that, right, children can't consent to be sexually exploited. Then the parents respond to that by saying that they have the legal right to exploit kids. Then the wife says that, right, the naked bodies of children are transactional. Husband agrees, asking what law would challenge that notion. I'm like,
Okay,
no,
so
they're
can we
not.
play a clip that I was
I'm saying
talking
that-
about
I'm saying
and-
that, no, listen, man. If you're
Dude,
gonna,
I'm trying-
why are you not listening to me? Why are you not listening to me? You're accusing me of being a P3DO. The least you could do is listen to me.
You've been lecturing me.
What is going on?
You've been sitting here just lecturing me with your mods muting me.
I'm explaining to you how this is wrong.
Why don't you play the clip that I was talking about? Why don't you
okay,
play the
okay.
clip that I was
So
talking about?
you obviously recognize that you're in the wrong, or else you wouldn't be
No, I don't.
interrupting my explanation of how you're in the wrong so incessantly. right?
No,
You
'cause
just go, Dean's a P3. I'm not going to listen to what anybody else has to say about why that's not true. I'm not going to listen to this clip that shows that the parents
Your
were saying the
clip.
opposite because that explains how it's
clip.
not true. I'm not going to listen to
Play-
Dean that demonstrates how it's not true. At the end of the day, I'm
Play
going to
the
hold on
clip.
to this false belief no matter what. And guess what? This is
Play the
so
clip.
incredibly damaging to like children's safety as well, because the moment that you start accusing non-P3dios of being P3dios is a moment where that word loses all value. It loses all value. It loses all meaning.
You already did that
Okay,
with
that's
Trump.
that's not one of those words that we should water down. That's not one of those words that we should just accuse people that it doesn't apply to of being that. Okay, and then especially in the context of somebody sticking up for children's rights, somebody sticking up for
Play the
children's
clip.
safety, it actively erodes and undermines children's rights and children's safety. We as
Play
a
the clip,
society
though.
collectively need to be looking out for the safety of our children. And the moment that you start calling somebody a threat, a predator, or P3DO, when all that
Or-
they've simply done is stuck up for the safety of children by
the
right,
clip.
arguing against and condemning parents that think parents have the right to sexually exploit their children, by arguing against and condemning a mom that thinks that the naked bodies of minors are
But play the clip,
transactions, or a dad that thinks that it's not exploitation to make minors make
Or you could play
CP
the
or
clip.
child porn, right? The moment that you start accusing somebody of being a predator that is arguing against and refuting and condemning those things of being a predator, right, is the moment where you not only lose
every
all
other predator
credibility,
that went on stand.
is the moment where you not only lose, all of your brain cells, but it's also the moment where you just start
Play the clip.
normalizing harm against children by actively condemning people that stand against harm
Condemning
against
you.
children.
I'm condemning you. Play the clip.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You played two different clips, bro. Play the clip right before you told your audience to dox, dude.
Not even listening.
Play the clip that I was talking. No, I'm
Dean,
not.
like
You've been
I
fucking
usually
yapping,
don't agree
bro.
with you. I agree with you here. I think that like this is a stupid argument. Honestly, I think we should move past this. Like I genuinely don't agree with everything that you say. I think this is baseless though. Like you're clearly not a freaking pedophile.
Matt, you're a Trump supporter, right?
I don't really like to. I don't really go one way or another. Honestly, that's kind of what I was talking about before, and like that's
You're like-
kind of what I want to hear your take on.
Yeah, like
is
you came up here to debate me,
Oh.
right?
in a way, I kind of, and this is what I want to talk about is like, I think it's great that you do it. You spend a ton of time talking about this stuff. I think you help people get informed and get involved in these conversations, which is important. But as I was saying before, I'm 23 years old. I've never seen a difference one way or another in my life based on who the president was. I think at the end of the day, how you want your life to go, regardless of who the president is more so in your control. I think that
Here, one
it's
second,
pretty-
Matt. Before we get back to that, I want to close the book with Evan and then kick him and then move back to a conversation with you. Evan, what's your takeaway from that 5.5-minute clip that I just played you of the parents defending the idea that parents have the right to sexually exploit their kids, of the parents explicitly defending the idea that parents have the right to allow their children to be perved on, of the parents defending the idea that older men perving on children is a transaction that benefits both parties, of the parents defending the idea that it's not exploitation to have your child do CP? What are your thoughts on the parents saying those things?
The parents saying that it is fucking weird. I mean, kids should be left the fuck alone. You know what I mean? They can't give consent. They can't not give consent because they can't fucking do it. You implying that they have a choice is fucking weird.
I said three.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I said 3 times. that they
You
don't.
still didn't play the clip, bro. I'm not hearing that. You still didn't play the fucking
Wait.
clip.
He has a choice for what? What did he say that children have a choice for?
The dad said the child has no choice. It is my decision to make, and I would never do that. And he covered his mouth like he said something crazy, held his breath, muted the other dude, got out his phone,
Right, because
told
it's
everybody, "You
not
need
the
to dox
decision of the
this dude."
parents. And
You're
no,
right.
I
It's
did
not the
dox him. We can
decision.
move
It's
on.
nobody's decision because it's fucking illegal and it's gross to even think somebody has
Wait.
that decision.
Wait. Oh, so then actually you agree with the reason why Dean was
No,
angry?
bro. He literally said the kid has a choice.
Play the clip.
What? What are you even
Well, I'm
talking
telling
about?
you to fucking play it, bro. He
There-
added me.
there-
in,
there's
so I was
there's
calling
not
him
there's
a predator
not
and
there's
fucking
not a
ended it.
clip anywhere in the internet where I say that children can consent. That's not something that exists because it's nothing I've ever said. That just simply isn't true. I don't know why you're lying. Like maybe like you heard this from somebody else. Maybe you saw one of like the videos on your For You page that just had like text overlaying somebody else's face that said I said that. but that's just not true. I've never said that. And
Yeah,
I feel like there should be...
Evan, I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know the what you're doing right now. You're on a live in front of like over like probably like 14,000 people, okay? And you're going on a live and you're making these types of accusations about Dean when you didn't even fucking do the research and look into it yourself. These are incredibly fucking crazy accusations for you to make to someone, right? Especially when Dean has made a video that you can click on the account that he's on right now that goes over and disputes this right now.
No,
There's literally a video on Dean's account.
We played him the full 5 minutes and 30 seconds before you joined. We played him the full 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
And you listen to it and you still think this?
Yeah, like even included in this clip, like I explicitly say multiple times that kids can't consent.
The last part where he told
think about
everybody
that,
to dox him, bro. He's a fucking.
We haven't even got to the doxing claim yet because we're still talking about your claim that you think that
dox
unreliance relates to the earlier conversation. About
Evan, he didn't dox anyone.
But that's a separate conversation. Just like listen right here, listen right here where I explicitly say that kids can't consent. Listen to this.
To make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then? Who is it? Is it God? It's not God. Who is it?
So the child can't consent to sex and the parent can't consent to the child having sex. So you just heard me say the child can't consent.
Oh my God, bro. We're talking in circles at this point.
Right. You accuse me of believing that I think that children can consent.
Watch the fucking clip.
And you just explicitly heard me say that children can't consent. And
you're not going to play the one I told you to play.
And even in the second one.
So I'm about to do it because
no, don't leave, bud. Don't leave, bro. Then I even repeat that.
Literally wasn't sitting in a pair of
Can I
bloomers.
just say something? Hold on. Like, Dean, are you going to listen or are you just going to be like, just
interrupt?
Like, are you going to listen to us, Dean? Like, be honest. Because I'm like, what, my age?
No, listen. I mean, he's talking about some like business
Having no
transaction with
clothes
looking
on.
at naked
I
children.
have clothes. That doesn't mean undergarments, dude.
Article with those exact words. I'm not making it up. That is the exact words. I have the clip.
But the children can't. The children. But you.
Child's
bodies are not transactional. Well, I mean, I think that both you and once again saying that children can't consent. Child's bodies are not transactions.
Like, dude,
he's not gonna play the clip, bro.
Are you talking about like the out of context clip that everyone was sending around? I'll play that one too.
do you watch Asmongold?
Probably. I don't know. We'll play that one too. Let's find it.
You said who?
No, don't worry about it.
There it is.
My kid, and it's no. If I was dumb enough to send my kid in, it's no different than a baby commercial for diapers.
Can you answer my question? Do you think that you have the right to consent to 65-year-old men looking at your son while he's naked?
I wouldn't allow it.
Do you think that you have the right? Do you think that you have the right to allow it? Do you think if you did allow it, that you would be violating the consent of your child?
They have no choice in the matter whatsoever. It's my decision as the parent. And I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. That's why I think pageants are weird in the first place. I would never.
So he just affirms that he has that right, but he wouldn't do it. So what that means...
That's where it got me.
So the statement violating the consent of a child likely wasn't
insinuates
the
the
best
child has consent.
So that's not an insinuation that should be made. All that statement means is that if a parent allows this to happen to a kid, it's unconsensual. Okay. So that's all that statement means.
Violating the consent of your child.
Right, because it's unconsent. If you violate,
consent.
No. I agree that better words could have been used. So bad faith actors such as yourself couldn't make this interpretation. But if you're violating the consent of somebody, it just means that it's unconsensual. So like the takeaway from that statement should be that it's unconsensual.
And then your freak ass mind decided to put his kid in that type of scenario, like 65-year-old men staring at your naked child. Who thinks of that?
We just listened to a 5.5 minute clip where him and his wife defends that parents have the right to do these things.
It's fucking weird, bro.
Do you think that this is something that I preface? No, this was obviously brought on by these parents defending the fact that they were saying that parents explicitly have the right to do this.
The fact that he thinks Dean is weird, but not the guy that holds the position, is fucking unhinged as fuck.
He literally
That
said
is
he
so
wouldn't do
unhinged.
it.
Evan, do
He
you even know
literally
what you're
said,
doing
"I
right
would
now?
not do that.
Do you even know
That
what
is
you're doing,
weird."
Evan?
He literally said that is not that I would not do that.
Right.
That is weird.
I agree that the father said that he wouldn't personally do this. Okay. This doesn't change the fact that they said explicitly that parents have the right to do this, and that examples when parents have done this, they don't
Never
fault them
agreed to
for
that.
doing that.
That I don't agree with. The kids should not have. They don't have
Right,
consent.
right.
period.
Like,
The
can we,
kid
can we,
can
can we
fucking do-
acknowledge that these people said that parents have the right to do this, and they brought up like explicit examples where parents have done this, and they didn't fault them for doing it. You know, like even in the clip that we just listened to, like an example of somebody doing this, like the wife even took it as far as to say the parent that did allow this, they don't fault the parent for doing it. They think the parent had the right to do that. And then they say that it was a business transaction that benefited the kid of the parent, saying that it benefited the kid for the kid to be perved on. And then even in like the beginning of that 5.5 minute clip, you even hear the wife explicitly say that parents have the right to perv. She literally affirmed with the usage of the word like perv. the very first of be the perved on. Listen, precisely. I don't
Right.
think
Yeah,
that
I'm
a
agreeing.
parent
That shit
can
is weird.
allow for their underage teen to be perved on.
You don't think, or that's the law?
Like the mother explicitly defends, using the word perv, that parents have the right to allow their children to be perved on. And then you hear her argue about how when parents do this, it's just a business transaction that's also beneficial to the children. She's saying that parents have the right to allow their kids to be perved on. They can't fault parents that do that. And in fact, when parents do this, it benefits the children.
That's fucking weird.
Right,
That's weird.
Right, that's incredibly wrong.
But even saying alone that kids have the ability to give consent, that is fucking weird.
I didn't
is
say
weird.
that. You admitted earlier that was an implication that you were making, and I
Evan,
corrected
why are
your
you lying?
implication. Why are you lying?
Why are you lying?
You.
You are lying. You're literally lying because we already corrected your misunderstanding.
Right, like
How?
Earlier you admitted that this
You-
was
you-
an
you- you
interpretation
gave
that
it-
you were
you gave
yielding
it-
off of my words.
It was your words.
No, it wasn't my words. Quote me again. What was the quote that you just said? You're quoting me as saying that children have the right to consent to that, right? That's what you're quoting me as saying, correct?
No, you said you're violating the child's consent.
You're
which is
violating the child's consent.
insinuating That the kid had consent.
No, that's what you think it
That is the clip I
insinuates.
saw.
That's what you think it insinuates.
If
All
you
that
could
meant
violate the consent,
all that meant is that when it happens, it's unconsensual. I agree that I could use better words so bad faith actors such as yourself couldn't take this drastically false interpretation. However, I would hope my clarification on live right now, as well as the clarification of the other 5.5 minutes of context, where it is explicitly repeated that I don't think that children can consent, is more than enough evidence for you to know that this implication is false. Right, can we agree that my clarification on live right now, as well as the other 5.5 minutes of context, where I repeat 4 times that children cannot consent, prove your implication here wrong? Is that enough evidence to prove that implication was intentional for myself instead of being misintentionally drawn from you in a bad faith manner?
Nah.
Come on, bro. You heard me explicitly
Kick
say
this
that
guy,
I don't think that
dude.
kids can
Get him
consent.
out of here, bro. This guy's horrible.
Nah, dude accused me of being a pedophile. I'm gonna go hard on him. I'm
Why
gonna
is your face getting
I'm
red?
gonna absolutely drill
Wait,
you because I'm
Evan.
pissed.
Wait, Evan, you did? What
Yes.
was your justification for
He
that?
repeated that multiple times.
Yeah, he saw it in the chat and got up real quick too.
Wait, Evan, what was your justification for that? Because that's fucking unhinged.
How is that fucking unhinged, Parker?
Because you can't just go around saying that about people. Like, dude, you're not mature as fuck. You're not mature at all if you think that that's okay to do. Like, bro, you need to
Y'all
grow the fuck
slang
up.
that shit
You need to grow
all
the
over
fuck up,
place.
bro.
Y'all slang that shit all over like it's fucking.
What are you talking about? No,
nothing.
we explicitly
Yes,
apply
you
it when it
do.
applies. You don't apply it and throw it to people when shit doesn't
Bro,
apply
y'all
to.
slang words around like crazy.
Oh,
like
so
racist now.
wait.
The
I just want
word
to clarify.
racist, the word bigot, from you two alone.
So I just want to
those
clarify.
alone, those are just watered down words because of people like you.
So I just
bro.
want to clarify. Are you admitting to using the term pedophile to refer to somebody that's not a pedophile because you think that I use similar terms such as racist to refer to non-racists?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you say some weird shit, I'm gonna call you a pedophile.
What it was said
'Cause
that
you
was
said
weird.
shit. Bro, I'm not saying it again, bro. You're just making me fucking repeat myself.
So
and
do
it's
you
not gonna
do you
happen.
think that I'm a P3DO?
Wait, do you call Donald
No,
Trump?
please.
Wait, do you call Donald Trump a P3DO?
I mean, he's a little
I mean,
weird.
he said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He said some fucking weird shit.
I don't even want to talk about Trump right now. I'm defending myself right here. So you think that I'm a P3?
Oh yeah, it's all about you.
Yes, it is. It is all about me. Right now, absolutely, it is all about me. Yep, 110%. Welcome to reality, bud. When you accuse somebody of being a P3, yeah, they're going to fucking defend themselves if they're not. So it is all about me. Absolutely. So go ahead and give me a long-winded explanation, right, with cogent fact and a sufficient rebuttal to explain how you think I'm a P3DO, even though I played you a 5.5-minute clip of me redefending that children cannot consent, of me defending that parents don't have the right to sexually exploit their children, of me defending that when a child is sexually exploited, it doesn't benefit them, and it's not a transaction that benefits a child, as these parents suggested. After I defended that child porn is the exploitation of minors, even though the husband suggested otherwise, and somebody called it art, and then even after I explained to you that you're yielding a false implication from my statement when I said that the exploitation of children is violating the children's consent. All that means is that it's unconsensual, and I could have used better words, so you can't take that false interpretation away and be a bad faith actor. In lieu of all of these facts, go ahead and give me your defense that in lieu of all of these facts, I'm still a P3O. Give the defense, buddy.
Your words.
We're waiting on the defense, because if you want to say that it's my words that make me P3DO, well, then explain to me how somebody saying that kids can't consent makes them a P3DO.
What's the law?
Wait, are you... So no, that's actually not the law. It is...
What is the law, Dean? What is the age of consent? What is the law?
We're talking about teenagers, under 18 here.
Right, and they don't have the legal authority to make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then? Who is it? Is it God? It's not God.
So the child can't consent to sex, and the parent can't consent to the child having sex. Okay, so go ahead and explain to me how those words. A child can't consent to... Go ahead and explain to me how that makes me a P3DO.
That specific instance doesn't.
So what instance does?
The part where you said children can give consent. But anyway.
Wait, so now you're saying that I explicitly said that children can give consent. I will give you $1 million if you could play me a clip of me saying that children can consent. I will Venmo you every dollar in my bank account if you could play me a clip of where I say that children can consent. I will delete my TikTok account if you could play me a clip where I explicitly say that children can consent. I will delete my Instagram account if you could play me a clip where I explicitly say that children can consent. I will delete my Twitter and X account if you could explicitly play me a clip where I say that children can consent. I will sell all of my earthly possessions and move to Antarctica if you could play me a clip where I say explicitly that children can consent. Go ahead and play me that clip, Evan. You are about to become very well off for 3 seconds of work by playing a clip where I explicitly say that children can consent. Go ahead and play me that clip, Evan.
3 seconds of work?
Yeah, go ahead and play me that clip.
Oh, let me go look. Hilarious.
You just called it hilarious. Why do you think it's hilarious to be talking to a pedophile?
Because look at
I think that you just sold yourself out there. If you even truly believed what you're saying right now, why would you be saying this is hilarious?
Because look at you. No, even Parker don't want nothing to do with this. Look at him.
What do you mean? I was literally just looking at a clip.
Wait, explain to me. If you truly believe what you said, why would you think this is hilarious?
Cause, bro, look at you. It's fucking you. I joined the stream, right? You were talking about something completely different, and now look at you. You're pissed off, fucking yapping about some other shit for how long now? How long has it been? Like 30, 40 minutes?
Would you argue that I shouldn't be pissed off about this?
No, I'm arguing that I'm glad this fucking rage bait worked so well. That I'm really actually kind of happy.
Oh, so you just admit that it's rage bait. So I just want to clarify that you just explicitly said that this is rage bait. You don't actually mean what you say, meaning that your claim that
No. I still.
Right. Yeah, by the way, buddy, I just want to let you know, that is the shit that will get you sued for defamation. I'm not going to put my time I'm not going to invest my time. I'm not going to invest my resources into that. But just know that absolutely get you a lawsuit on your hands for defamation. Never do that again to anybody else. I'm not going to sue you. I'm not going to invest my time, nor my effort, nor my energy, nor my resources into doing that. That's not something I'm going to do. but just never do that again. Because one day you're going to come across somebody that will sue you. I'm just putting that one out there, buddy. Anyways, let's go and get back to the Trump debates, y'all. Everybody just do be patient while we're working on getting that next guest loaded into the live stream. Those are the POS bad faith actors, y'all. I just want to point that one out. I just want to completely point that one out. I don't know what it is that has driven people to do this. I don't know. I don't know why individuals have decided to just hold on to these admittedly false beliefs that they are willing to refer to as rage bait themselves. I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing this. It's completely outrageous. What's up, Boom? Do you support Trump? Okay. Boom's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest, everyone. Do just be patient while we pull up the next guest here. Everyone just do give us a minute here. We got Ghost loading up in, y'all. Everybody just do be patient. What's up, Goofy Ghosty? Do you support Trump?
I gotta say that like the first time when he went in, I did end up voting him in more in like an unserious way. So his first term I was a supporter. Due to how he ended up behaving through that term, and then as well as what he was standing for in this next term, which obviously he has and he's in.
Do you support Trump as president?
No, not right now.
All right, appreciate you for coming up, man. I'm happy that you're not MAGA. Welcome in, user. Do you support Trump?
I thought Matt was the last guest we had on because I didn't realize. I didn't know who Matt was.
We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Do be patient while we're working on loading up that next guest, y'all. Do be patient while we're loading up that next guest. If you're watching and you support Trump, go to let me know down below. We'll happily get you up in here. What is going on? Do you support Trump, Thomas? Okay, Thomas isn't here. Bye-bye, Thomas. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Just do be patient while we're working on loading up that next guest into the live. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in. We got Chloe loaded in right now. As well as Jay. Thank you so much for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the kindness and love, Jay. It is so good to have you back in here with us today. And you've never upset me, Jay. I appreciate you so much for that love. Please show some love to Jay down below in that comment section right now. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. That is seriously so incredibly kind of you. Let's get 1,000 JWs while we're working on loading up that next Trump supporter into the live to have a discussion with us. What is going on, Young? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you? Okay, they're not here.
They're like
underage. Justin Smith, what's up? Do you support Trump? All right, I don't know what's going on with the MAGA bots in the queue, everybody. I don't know what's going on with the MAGA bots in the queue, y'all.
I'm trying to get someone. It's kind of bad right now.
It is pretty bad right now. We're just focusing on trying to find the next Trump supporter, so everybody just do be patient and give us a minute to try to get that next guest loaded in. We're going to go get Lewis loaded in. What's up, Ava? Do you support Trump?
Well...
How old are you?
First, 17, 2008.
All right, got to be at least 18 to join. What's up, Lewis? Do you support Trump? All right, Lewis is not here. Theo, what's up? Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay. All right, everybody, we got to relay out the rules for joining the queue. Here are the rules. If you are going to join in the queue, you have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be from America, as well as you have to support Trump. I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow those rules. It would be incredibly kind. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Okay. Then also, everybody in the YouTube chat, I did see that. That was an old address where I used to live at. Don't live there anymore. That's crazy, though. Everyone just move on while we're loading up into the next guest. Everyone just do be patient, y'all. Welcome in. What is going on, Sam? Do you support Trump? Okay, Sam's not here. What about you, Berkeley? Do you support Trump?
I was the one who got kicked off. My family does.
Are you with your family?
No, I am not right now.
Okay. And that doesn't apply to you guys. We're just looking for debates with Trump supporters. Please follow those rules, y'all. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. In the meantime, there's a handful of people that I'd like to thank. Naomi, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. They say, as a victim of a pred, thank you for protecting kids. That last guest made me so angry. Please use this to sue. Well, Naomi, I appreciate you so much for your $20 donation, as well as I apologize it happened to you, and I apologize that you had to listen to that. Quirkology, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents. I do appreciate you so much for the love, as well as the incredibly kind message there. Let's see who else here. Melanie with the $10 over on PayPal. They say, Dean, we need a voice like yours here in the UK. You're just a true legend. Appreciate you so much for the love, Melanie. That is incredibly kind of you. Then also Mary, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal, calling that last guest an idiot. No amount of reason or rationale can save him. Yeah, he was unsavable. I appreciate you for the $25 donation, Mary. Show some love to Mary down below in that chat. As well, here, Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. Jacqueline says, I always watch your lives at work. Love them. Keep educating these fools. Appreciate you for that love, Jacqueline. And what is going on, Grace A and Boom? Do you guys support Trump?
Ariel, did you press that freaking... I'm going to kill my cat. I'm so sorry. Oh, my God.
That's funny. Don't actually kill the cat. Hey, do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2005.
2005?
Yep.
All right, we're going to let you take it away and tell us why you support Trump. Quickly, before we do, I want to thank a handful of people over on Venmo. Sophie, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. Sierra with the $10.
I have a question, though.
Do you mind if I thank a couple people first?
I know where it's. Take your time.
Sierra with the $10 as well, saying that, Dean, you're my favorite. Thank you for the $10, Sierra. Amanda with the $10, saying, proud of you for defending yourself, Dean. I was on both of those lives, so I know that you're in the right. Keep your chin up. You're doing a lot of good things for the world. I appreciate you for the kind message and the $10. Hayden with the $10, saying, absolutely insane to see anybody to try and defend that couple in the clip. You have so much patience. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you for that love. And then Mary with the $15 over on Vimeo. Message says, because that shit was crazy. I appreciate you for that love, Mary. And then Kala with the $10 as well, saying, I'm deeply saddened you're going through death threats and defamation. I appreciate you so much for the love, Kala. Now take it away, man. What question do you have to ask?
I have a question. So, I watched the clip of you saying you wanna dox a guy with the sun. Is that true?
No.
Dude, there's no way every guess is this.
It's not true. So why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because first he's kicking out the immigrants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just think that all immigrants should be kicked out of the country?
Well, not necessarily, but they are the ones like ruining the country low key. Like
immigrants are ruining the country. How so?
Like first of all, the citizens are not finding enough jobs for themselves.
Actually, immigrants create more job opportunities. Not only are they more likely to participate in the labor force and natural U.S.-born citizens, however, they also account for millions of consumers on the demand side of the economy. If we were to do mass deportation tomorrow, we'd lose a couple $1 trillion off of our GDP, 1.1 trillion,
I have a question.
1.7 trillion, meaning that if we did a mass deportation, there'd literally be less open job opportunities. And then for you to also say that Americans can't find jobs for themselves, right now there's 8 million open job opportunities that nobody's working that citizens can fill, but they aren't. So that was not true.
But do you agree that like immigrants, they do take jobs from citizens though, right?
No. Also, immigrants can be citizens. What are you talking about?
They can be citizens, but they're not legal.
So immigrants can be legal? I'm confused. Are you saying undocumented immigrants?
Yeah, like undocumented ones, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and do you think that if they break a law that they should be deported?
I think even if they didn't break a law, they should be deported.
So if you break the law, you should be deported, but if you break the law, you can still be president?
Okay, but my point is that immigrants do take, like, listen, let's all agree, like, from all of our presidents right now in choice, they're all not good, right? But the reason why I'm supporting Trump is because immigrants are
I have a
taking
question.
jobs.
How old did he say you were?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2005.
You can't be... What month?
June.
June? Yeah, you would be 20.
No.
Yeah, if you were born in June of 05, you'd be 20 years old.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. No, me too.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right, let's go to move on to the next guest, Gabrielle. Everyone just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded into the box. Sid, thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on the YouTube stream. Sid says, sending love and appreciation again. Anybody who's watched you knows that the accusations are against everything that you stand for. You've got a community that believes in you and will continue to fight in these false narratives with you every step of the way. Sid, I love you. I appreciate you for being here, and thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Let's get 500 Sid W's down below in that comment section. Thank you for your kindness, Sid. And as well as Gabrielle, what's going on? Do you support Trump? Okay, Gabrielle's ain't even here. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section if you want to come up and have a conversation with us. Parker, how long have you been loaded in to the stream?
It doesn't tell me.
Like, how long do you think?
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
20 minutes? How many debates have we
We've
had
got
on this
nothing.
thing? Yeah.
Nothing. Absolutely
Right,
nothing.
Right. No, I know, it's crazy.
Nothing
huh?
legitimate.
Let's
Yeah,
go to
kind of brutal.
Let's go and move on to the next debate. Everybody, if you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump, y'all. We're gonna get that next guest loaded into the live right now. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I support tariffs.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
I think that Trump's implementing tariffs improperly, but I do support tariffs over non-tariffs, and I think
The
that
question that I asked you. I said, do you support Trump as president?
I would be willing to defend that position. Yeah,
Is that the position that you believe to be the case?
I'll debate you on it. Yeah, I think that
Once again, you're not
I would
answering-
support Trump.
You're not answering the question that I asked. I asked you, do you support Trump as president?
I'll have a debate about tariffs being good or bad. I think that tariffs are good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one last
Because
opportunity
I
to
think
answer
it-
my question. Do you support Trump as president?
Yes,
Okay, why?
because tariffs are good.
Okay, so what tariffs has he imposed that you're a fan of?
I'm a fan of tariffs on car manufacturers and stuff like that.
Okay, so which
targeted
specific
tariffs?
So which specific tariffs has he imposed that you like?
I would have to Google specific tariffs that I like. But I'm a fan of tariffs that were imposed on car companies.
Okay, so which ones?
In China.
Okay, well, so I'm once again I'm
Like
asking you-
Toyota and Hyundai that have moved.
I'm asking you to tell me the specific tariffs that he's implemented that make you support him as president. Wait, didn't you say that you think that Donald Trump is mishandling the implementation of these tariffs?
Well, I think that they could be done better. Like, I don't agree with.
Oh, he just left.
Yeah, I didn't even kick him. He left. Sweet, moving on to the next guest. What's going on with a weird ass guest today, bro? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it is really being weird. I might here in a second. I might just take a break and go get some food and eat, and then come back or something. Like, it's been brutal, dude.
No, valid, man. The guests today are just absolutely brutal. It's terrible. What's up, man? You support Trump?
Hey, I support Trump.
Aw, man, why's that?
This might sound selfish, so I fall more libertarian than I do Republican. But the only reason I support Trump is because I want, and it, again, might sound selfish. I like money in my paycheck. That's really. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not super like. I don't watch the news anymore. I used to, but it's just so depressing. And
Okay, if you don't mind sharing, what is your income bracket?
Around 50.
Yeah, so I mean, according to the CBPP, you either have no change in your after-tax income or less after-tax income, depending upon how the cuts of Medicaid and SNAP would personally impact you.
So I'm also a firefighter, and I work a bunch of overtime. So at the end of the year, I'm gonna hopefully I get back a lot more because of the overtime. The new right.
So
it's a $12,500 deduction from your taxable income. So it's you're not going to get back like $10,000 from it. You only get back a deduction, which is specifically just essentially you just won't pay the taxes on that $12,500 in income.
Right,
So you won't pay like $1,200.
And then B, it's only implemented for 2 years, so this expires in 2028. C, you're going to be paying an additional. Oh, okay. We just got the live access for multi-guests removed from the account. Let's go ahead and see if we could appeal that ban and hopefully get it back, everybody. Let's see. Let's go ahead and hit the appeal button. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and submit that appeal. Appeal submitted. we're going to go ahead and see if that appeal gets rejected or approved. So everybody just give us a minute here to see if that appeal gets rejected or approved, y'all. Let's go ahead and see if that appeal gets rejected or approved, everybody. In the meantime, make sure that you are double tapping away on your phone screen, y'all. Hell yeah, TikTok is a little bit annoying, but it's okay. It did let me successfully submit the appeal. We will know in about another minute or two if we end up getting the account back. I guess we will just have to see. Let's see. What do you guys think? Do you think that appeal is going to be approved or denied? Maybe while we're waiting to hear back on that, there's a handful of people that I'd like to thank here. Ali, thank you so much for the $25 donation over on PayPal. Let's get 250 Ali W's down below in that comment section. Ali says that last guess was infuriating, but I applaud you for standing on business. Keep educating people. Y'all are doing amazing. Thank you for the love, Ali. As well as Munai, thank you for the $5 over at PayPal. That's incredibly kind of you. Then Jacqueline with the $10 on PayPal, saying, I always watch your lives at work. Love them. Keep educating these fools. Sending love and support. Hope you're well. Appreciate you for the love. I hope that you're well as well. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, over, under. I don't know on this one. I'm going to go ahead and put my money on denied. I guess we'll just have to see. I don't know why I'm putting my money on denied. You know, like knock on wood, hopefully not. That's just where I'm putting my money. I'm putting my money on denied. We'll know in another minute or two. Oh, look at that. It was approved. Yippee. For everybody that put your money on denied, including myself, we were wrong and the appeal was approved. So super good news. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Yippee. Okay. So unfortunately, the way that TikTok Live Studio does this, I do unfortunately have to restart the live in order to get the access back. So we're going to do that now. But actually, there's one thing that I want to try before we restart the live, and that's just going to be to reboot my TikTok studio. So everybody, it's going to say that I'm paused for like 30 seconds. Then I'll come right back. I'm literally just going to close down the software on my computer and reopen it. I'm going to see if that will give me the access back. It's something that I haven't tried before, and I want to try it. So I'm just going to force quit studio, then be right on back. Okay, everybody, it'll say pause for a couple seconds. See you soon. All right, going back to TikTok Studio. Let's go ahead and go back into it. Oh, no, the live just ended. RIP. I should have force closed it. RIP. Okay, everybody. For everybody over on YouTube, quickly before we restart that TikTok live stream, I'm going to go pee real quick. I'll be right back in like 30 seconds. All right, I'm back, everybody. Hello. All right, we're gonna go and restart that live over on TikTok. So I force closed the application, and it ended up just shutting the whole live down, unfortunately. But we're back, everybody. We're back. Quite frankly. Let's go to try to rebuild up that stream, y'all. Did I wash my hands? Says Isaac in the chat. I sure did. Hello and welcome back into the TikTok live stream, everybody. I appreciate you so much for coming back, y'all. So I tried to like force quit the TikTok application, but it ended the live. So unfortunately, I think next time if I want to try to do this again, I'd have to force quit it from I'd have to try to force quit it from the task manager. I'll try that one next time, unfortunately. But anyways, for everybody tuning back into that live stream, thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you're double tap away on that phone screen for me. And while everybody's loading back into the TikTok live, I'm going to go and thank Thomas real quick for the $15 donation on PayPal saying greetings from Germany. Greetings to Germany. They say, you give us so much hope with your great discussions. Thank you for the love, Thomas. And then Grace with the $5 over on PayPal. And then Ashley with the $20 on Venmo. And Justin with the $10 on Venmo. Show some love to Ashley and Justin. And then Mateo with a 15 as well. 12 minutes go over on Venmo. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. And then Nargina with a $30 donation on Venmo saying, Dean, I haven't donated in about a month. Hope you've been taking care of yourself. Always good to see you. Nargina, it's good to see you as well. I remember you coming in here all the time. Hope that you were doing well, Nargina. Hope that you're doing well. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into those debates, everybody. So for everybody tuning back in on TikTok, make sure that you're helping us out here by double tapping on that phone screen and checking out that live. Let's go to get that very first guest loaded into the stream and hopefully get Parker back up in here. I did just see Parker in the queue, but now he's left the queue. What is going on? Do you support Trump? Caleb. Very nice, Caleb. Moving on to Apple user, everybody. Just give us a minute here. Let me go into text Parker. Oh, I'm accidentally FaceTiming him. I accidentally clicked the FaceTime button. I guess that we're just going to full send it. Hey, Parker. I don't think that I meant to FaceTime you, but I clicked the button and nonetheless. Are you coming back for a co-host or are you just going to go grab some food? I'm going to go grab some food real quick. Cool, man. See you in a bit. Peace out. I'll see you in a bit, bro. What is going on? Real Patriot. Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump. I'm 19.
Okay. Is there any way that you could disconnect any like Bluetooth devices connected to your phone so we can hear you a little bit better?
On. I can turn them off.
Great. While you're doing that, Reese, thank you for the $10 over in Super Chat saying, have you ever heard of Katie Johnson in a lawsuit with Trump? I have heard about Katie Johnson. I should probably read through the specifics. I know that has a connection to Epstein though. All right, Real Patriot, take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, at least in my mind. Donald J. Trump is president.
Immigration and foreign policy.
Oh, I think his immigration policy sucks.
Why so?
Yeah, I think that mass deportation is an American last policy that truly only hurts this country.
The part of the immigration I support is closing down the border, not necessarily the mass deportations.
So you don't support the mass deportation?
I support deportations of criminals.
When you say criminals, do you mean like undocumented immigrants with like criminal offenses outside of undocumented entry, or are you like referring to all undocumented immigrants?
The former.
The first one, or the first one, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then you do disagree with this mass deportation. Well, I mean, honestly, I'd say that this is like significant enough to suggest that you wouldn't support Trump because the operation of mass deportation that you disagree with has such a significant impact on this country. Doing things like destabilizing and weakening our economy. According to the Center on American Progress, it could cost us $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion off of our GDP per year, while costing $2 trillion over the 10-year span just to get the operation done. Not to mention that it also destabilizes our labor force by ripping out 8.3 million of our laborers. Overall, weakening the economy will reduce the productive capacity of our manufacturers and weaken our consumer base, which will likely reduce the average quality of life, reduce real median wages, which would increase levels of poverty. Increasing levels of poverty would also increase crime. So I find that significant enough to indicate that overall you probably wouldn't support Trump.
I definitely support Trump. He is under Joe Biden, we had 9 million undocumented immigrants come in, and now that is down significantly in just his first 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that after you could respond to what I just said.
You don't... So I have to support everything that Trump thinks to support him?
No, I'm just pointing out that this is a pretty significant con with an incredibly significant drain on our economy, with an incredibly significant impact to the labor force, the consumer base, average qualities of life, levels of poverty, and increasing crime. And because it has such a significant impact, you'd have to indicate to me some like overwhelming good that outweigh the significant impact to make your support for Trump sound. Because obviously, if he does more harm than good, right, supporting him with that acknowledgement would be illogical. So
I think
you have to demonstrate
down the
to me that overall he's going to generate more good than the harm generated by trillions of dollars excommunicated from a GDP, billions of dollars excommunicated from taxable revenue, massive hits to the labor force, massive hits to our producers, massive hits to average qualities of lives, increasing poverty and increasing crime. You know, like what is a good thing or a list of good things that he's doing that outweighs these very significant negative impacts to America?
Yeah, so I think having an open border is like a national security threat. Like if you don't vet who's coming into the country, then you could have like foreign agents that are trying to hurt the country come in, and I think that could be extremely detrimental. Like if you have like let's say China or Iran, if they send in military operatives in droves into the country and we're not screening for them, then they can cause major damage and huge problems and terrorist attacks. I think that definitely outweighs.
So you support Donald Trump's policy to like close the southern border, and you think that
Yes.
outweighs all of the cons from mass deportation. Sure. What policy specifically?
The policy of closing the border,
So closing
like
the border,
Remain in Mexico.
Closing the border can be done through policies, but that's not the policy in of itself. The Remain in Mexico policy definitely isn't a policy to close our border. What is the Remain in Mexico policy?
Yeah, so when you're claiming asylum, instead of coming into the country and getting a court date, you'd stay in Mexico.
Precisely. And out of all the immigrants that attempt or do come into this country, what percentage of them are asylum seekers?
60%. I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's
random.
completely outrageous. It's like sub 5. It's around 5 or sub 5. So this would account for like a minority of immigrants. So no, this isn't going to be a policy that closes the border. Not to mention that for an immigrant to come into the country, awaiting their court dates, they have to have like preliminary approval. And I'm pretty sure that preliminary approval would have screening for like outstanding warrants in other countries or like particular violent offenses. And yeah, I mean, we see that asylum seekers are significantly less likely to commit crimes. We see that they're overall like significantly less likely to do bad things as a whole. So like, not only do I not think that asylum seekers pose a risk to national security, but it's also the case that they account for such a small percentage of all immigrants, meaning that no, the Remain in Mexico policy doesn't close the border.
What's the majority of immigrants coming in?
Visas, green card holders, people coming in from residency or citizenship, undocumented immigrants.
So like overstayed visas.
People on work permits, student visas, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so like people on overstayed visas and like undocumented immigrants. So you're saying like what policy does he have?
So like the Remain in Mexico policy doesn't impact people
Yeah.
on overstayed visas or undocumented immigrants.
But the border crossings are down, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done exactly, but I know that it has gone down. Whether that's like a causation correlation fallacy, I'm not sure, but he campaigned on less border crossings, and now we have less border crossings. So I'm just gonna.
I think that he caused lower border crossings. I think that he caused lower border crossings by reorganizing the incentive structure of immigration. You know, the reason that we've seen so many undocumented entries into our country in like modern American history is because the legal means of entry into this country are just simply so unattainable. It takes like 20 through 25 years to become a citizen in America if you're coming from Mexico without any family already in America. That is just unattainable for so many people. And because they still want a higher quality of life in this country, they rather opt for undocumented entry. Now, the way that Donald Trump has reorganized the incentive structure of undocumented entry isn't by disincentivizing it by making the legal means of entry more attainable, but it's rather by refuting the idea that if they enter into this country, they'll have a higher quality of life. You know, he's been like violating the constitutional and human rights of undocumented immigrants in this country. He's been throwing them into detention centers where they get one meal a day. Some of those meals having maggots in them, and you don't have clean water to bathe for like a week. I mean, he sent Abrigo Garcia to literally be beaten, tortured, and sea caught in El Salvador. I mean, I think that we see this mass attack on the human and constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants. So I'd say the reason why we've seen those border crossings fall is because of that inhumane treatment, demonstrating to these people that they won't actually have a higher quality of life if they come into this country. I obviously think that this is a bad way to disincentivize undocumented entry. It is obviously bad because of those humanitarian concerns, but it's also bad because it's short term. I mean, the moment that we don't have a fascist in office that has a disdain for human rights, it'll end. If we truly want to fix undocumented entry into this country, what we need to do is fix the legal means of entry, make them faster, more attainable, more affordable. So individuals aren't incentivized to enter into America with use of undocumented means due to the unattainability of the legal means of entry. So that's why I think that Donald Trump has failed on the policy as it relates to our southern border.
Yeah, I think once he sorts out the problem with undocumented immigrants, I think we will see, hopefully, that we have the legal means take less time and take less money.
Well, I mean, the key word there would be hope, right? You have like almost like a religious faith in the idea that you hope he will do this to justify your support today. I'd just respond by saying that you don't have any evidence that he's going to do this. He's never tried to do this, even as his first term. You know, he's been president for 5.5 years, and he hasn't done as much as speaking to a microphone at a podium saying that he wants to make the legal means of entry into this country more attainable. And I mean, even when the Biden-Harris administration tried to pass a bill to do exactly that, he told Republicans to vote against it. So he's demonstrated no inclination that he will do it in the last 5.5 years of his presidency. And the one time when another administration tried to do it, he told Republicans to torpedo it. So no, I don't think that your hope there is well-founded.
Yeah, I think any politician in that situation would do the same thing, where if there's an issue to run on and they can rally the supporters on their side of the aisle to get that legislation stopped, then they're going to do it. I don't think that, yeah, that hurts the country, but like politics is it's an evil game, man. Like people do whatever they can to get elected. I don't think he's unique in that aspect.
I mean, I think that, you know, he's not unique in that aspect, and sure, we've seen other Democrats do that. I just don't think that we saw Kamala Harris do that, and we're talking about the general election. Nor are you really responding to the argument here, right? Because my argument was to show that your hope that he's eventually going to make legal entry more attainable is unfounded, because he's never tried to do that before. He's never even said that he wants to do that before, and when we've seen attempts to do that, he's stopped them.
Well, even if he doesn't, yes, I do have a hope, but I would say that I'm still choosing the lesser of two evils, even if he doesn't do that, because I'd prefer way less border crossings than just an open border and millions of undocumented immigrants.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously you're forgetting about the executive order passed at the end of the Biden administration, as well as the bipartisan border bill that Kamala Harris ran on to make legal entry more attainable. If Kamala Harris was president, we wouldn't have an open border. And you obviously also haven't responded to the reasons that undocumented entry has fallen. It's not because of any policy from Trump, meaning it short term, and the border will apparently reopen when we don't have a fascist president in the Oval Office. And the way that he's disincentivized undocumented entry is not through any moral means, but is literally through immoral human rights violations.
Can you repeat the first point you said?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're forgetting about the executive order passed at the end of the Biden-Harris administration that reduced border crossings by 70%, and the bipartisan border bill that Kamala Harris ran on, which would have made legal entry more attainable, naturally disincentivizing undocumented entry, so we wouldn't have had an open border.
Yeah, I think that was a political act, seeing that it was like right before the election season. I don't know why they waited so long until 2024 to do that.
Yeah, because they're trying to get the bipartisan border bill passed since the beginning, since late 2021, and then inevitably when it hit the floor of the House, Trump told Republicans to torpedo it. So at that point, the only option left for Biden was an executive order. And I mean, during that same time span, you heard Donald Trump talking about how you could just fix it all through an executive order from the very beginning. But obviously that idea is false, because you haven't been able to point out any executive orders that Donald Trump has passed to reduce border crossings. In fact, the only hypothesis that anybody on this live has suggested yet is the idea that he's disincentivized it by violating the human rights of undocumented immigrants in America already, naturally disincentivizing undocumented entry further, because you are promoting the idea that for whatever reason they're going to have a lower quality of life.
So you don't think he's passed any executive orders to lower immigration? It's all just like by...
No, I mean, I'm just saying that you haven't been able to point any out. I mean, I'm just saying that you haven't been able to point any out.
Can I look for some? Would that be okay?
I mean, feel free, man. Feel free to look for any action that we could attribute to this drastic decrease in undocumented entry. I just truly do believe that we could attribute vast majority of it to the fact that Donald Trump is just saying that the border is closed and disincentivizing undocumented entry by violating the human rights of the undocumented immigrants that are in the country. In the meantime, always looking for that everybody make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and showing out that live. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. They all go directly to me, as well as you'll get a notification at the top of this phone, so I could read off your name and the amount and any and all attached messages. Like, hey, look at that one right there. Coming in from Justin with a $5. Appreciate you for that, Justin. Justin says, hey, Dean, my uncle who worked at the U.S. Energy Information Administration informed me that the numbers are in thousands. So 13,000 actually means 13 million barrels of oil per day. Just thought I'd share, love the convo, and totally appreciate the work that you're doing. You know what, Justin, I appreciate you for that, because I think I've incorrectly cited stats from the EIA before, so it's actually pretty meaningful. Thank you, man. All right, this guy's taking a little bit to find that EO. So in the meantime, I think that we're going to go to get another guest up here just to debate me while he's looking for that. We're not going to kick him or anything. We're just going to get somebody else up too. So if you're MAGA and you'd like to come up here and have a conversation with me, let me know down below in that comment section. We'll get you pulled up. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the stream right now. Kiana says, all Dean does is spread lies. I'd love for you to come up here and critique me on them. That'd be a whole lot of fun. Obviously, you're not going to do that, so we'll focus on other people. Let's go and get Crystal loaded into the live. Here we go, everybody. What's going on, Crystal? Do you support Trump?
Oh.
Is that a yes or no, Crystal? Okay, Crystal's not here. And the guest is back. Welcome back, Repatriates.
So, first thing, you said, so you said how many asylum seekers were undocumented immigrants? What percentage were they?
Like asylum seekers, I think it's like sub 10 of all immigrants.
Oh, all immigrants. So for undocumented, it's like roughly 20% though.
Yeah, because undocumented immigrants, of course, at their court hearing, have an ability to apply for asylum. And
Yeah.
then it's like the goal of that judge to grant them this stay because of their treatment elsewhere.
Yeah, so him stopping, that's one action, like 20% stopping like people from abusing the asylum process, that would take care of 20% of the undocumented immigrants.
I mean, I don't think that's abusing
next-
the asylum process, and I do think that they should wait in America. Like, for instance, where should an asylum seeker from Mexico stay while their claim is being processed? See my point there? It's pretty crazy to say that they should remain in Mexico. And then also, like, if we want to like reduce the amount of undocumented immigrants that truly do abuse the asylum seeking processes, let's just make them faster. Oh wait, that's what Biden and Harris wanted to do. And oh wait, that's what Trump stopped.
Yeah, but ideally, if they claim asylum, we would have it so that they come to the country and immediately get heard, so that we don't just give them a court date.
Right. Ideally, it should be fast as possible, an immediate hearing. I agree with that.
Yeah, but if that's not the case, I don't think we should just give them a court date, and if they don't pull up to the court date, then it's just like, oh no, what can we do?
Okay, well, I mean, once again, the reason why that we're not like working towards that point is because Donald Trump stopped a policy that would work us towards that point. So, I mean, I'd ultimately say that's Trump's fault.
Actually, you know what? You changed my mind. I think mass deportations are a good thing.
Oh, why, man?
Because I think it's too big of a national security threat.
Like, because we have all these people in our country that we can't identify?
Yeah, not necessarily like the average immigrant. I'm saying like having anyone that can come in is like if you foreign operatives coming in.
Right.
And
we just
like
have all these people in our
wreaking
country that
havoc.
we just have all these people in our country that we don't know, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree that can be a national security threat. We should hopefully know everybody in our country. However, basically what you're telling me is you support mass deportation because this is an easy way to ensure that everybody in our country is somebody that we can identify, right? Because all the people that we can't
Yes.
identify are removed. Okay, what if I told you that there's an easier and faster way to identify everybody in the country? Would you therefore support that new plan over mass deportation because it's
Yeah, let
easier
me
and
hear it.
faster? Mass amnesty. Mass amnesty would do that. Mass amnesty is a way to identify all undocumented immigrants in this country and deport those with prior violent offenses, outrageous nonviolent criminal offenses, withstanding warrants from other countries, etc. And it's going to be done significantly faster because the undocumented immigrants in this country are obviously going to be more likely to comply with mass amnesty because it will actually benefit them compared to a lack of likelihood to comply with mass deportation because it will hurt them. And in response, you may say, well, Dean, undocumented immigrants that wouldn't qualify for mass amnesty, like those with prior violent offenses, would not comply with mass amnesty. And for that, I would agree. However, this just means the overall the overall pool of people that would not be in compliance with the operation to identify everybody in the country would be significantly smaller given mass amnesty compared to mass deportation, meaning that you would still get it done quicker.
Well, then why doesn't Trump do it if it's better?
Because Donald Trump chooses to do the worse thing a lot. That's why I'm not MAGA.
Has he spoken on giving mass amnesty before?
No, he's not. No. Also, did you truly just like use Donald Trump's actions as a standard to determine what is best for this country? Like, because I was just able to detail to you how this was a better plan, and then you said, well, why isn't Trump doing this if it's better? And the implication there is that you think whatever Donald Trump decides to do is ultimately what is better for this country.
Yes.
Really?
Do you think he's actively trying to hurt the country?
You understand that this is like seriously like a view that like Christian apologists will argue for God, right? Like with the problem of evil, well, they'll just suggest that God is perfect and all good, right? Meaning that whatever God does is good by like definition, like analytically speaking. Why are you applying like God-like apologetic arguments to Trump?
I'm saying if it was,
Because you're just saying that Donald Trump is all benevolent. Like the only way that you could justify the premise, whatever Donald Trump decides to do is what's best for this country, is by arguing that Donald Trump is all good, perfect, and without fault.
No, I'm saying it's. I'm saying that you're presenting it in like a one-sided way. I'm saying if it was really that good, then he would just do it. There's obviously a reason he's not doing it.
I completely reject this argument. This argument is an argument for God. It is. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. The assumptions that would underlie the argument that whatever Donald Trump does is what's best for the country, and if Donald Trump doesn't do something it's not best for this country, is he like pre-assumes the conditions that Donald Trump is all-knowing, all good, and perfect. Yes. Those are the three underlying assumptions in which would make your argument true. You have to assume that he's all-knowing, all good, and perfect in order for you to assume that if Donald Trump doesn't do something, it's worse for this country.
No, I don't think every like good action like he would take. I'm saying like if it was like the best out of the options, like it was like a no-brainer. I'm saying like if it was a no-brainer option, I think he would take it. Not like a political where one side of the aisle might be like, oh yeah, that's good, but like if both sides of the aisle are like, oh yeah, that's good, then
So I think that mass amnesty is obviously a no-brainer. I gave you an argument for that you couldn't respond to. However, the reasons why I believe that Donald Trump is not taking it is because it is not the option that will be attractive to his base. His base is against mass amnesty. Like literally
Why?
right now at SAS in Florida, we have all these Republican thought leaders in America down there speaking, and I mean we've seen clips of these people, including Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk, saying that we shouldn't be giving amnesty to anybody, including farm workers. So it's something that's not attractive to his base because of like.
No, why did they say that?
Because of Republican propaganda.
How is it propaganda?
The propaganda would be that mass deportation is good and mass amnesty is bad, even though there's no reasons to assume that dichotomy is true.
So they just say mass amnesty is bad. They don't give any reasons for it.
I mean, do you want to try to give me reasons for why it's bad compared to mass deportation?
Assimilation. You might still have like people that get amnesty that probably shouldn't. Like I would have to
amnesty that probably shouldn't. Okay, well I mean that's just like arguing that all legal immigration is bad because there's going to be people that get legal immigration status that shouldn't, right? Obviously that's not a good argument.
Yeah. So why does it take 5 to 7 years right now to get into the country illegally?
It could actually be 20 to 25 for individuals in Mexico without family.
It takes a really long time. Yes.
Yeah, because their legal means of entry into this country have been neglected by Congress for like all of modern American history because they're really easy to use as a tool to get votes. Think about it. Donald Trump has been fear-mongering half the country into thinking that undocumented immigrants are the devil that he is going to remove. He ran on this in 2015, he ran on this in 2020, and he won the election on it in 2024. Obviously, if he implemented like adequate policy to prevent undocumented immigration, not just now, but forever, by making the legal means of entry into this country significantly more attainable, that issue would cease to exist, and he wouldn't have a quote-unquote enemy to identify as a unifying cause for his base, meaning that it'd be harder for him to get support from the public, regardless if that's during an election season or just when he's president.
I have a question that is kind of important to this.
Right.
Do you think Donald Trump is a racist?
I think he is. I think he is racist, yep.
So do you think him and his supporters disliking illegal immigrants is for racial reasons?
Do I think him disliking undocumented immigrants are for racial reasons? Arguably, yeah, we definitely have some reason to believe that. Just because of his treatment of minorities, his statements about minorities, as well as his statements about undocumented immigrants. I mean, like, dude has straight up called all black people lazy. He's made, dude called for the birthing myth of Barack Obama, essentially telling people not to vote for Obama because he's black. And then he said, like, you just look at an undocumented immigrant and tell that they're bad. He said that in a Fox News interview with Hannity.
Why was
That's
Obama
obviously
hiding
racial
that?
profiling.
Why, he didn't have anything to hide. Why didn't he just show us his birth record?
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Did Trump keep saying it after that?
I don't know. I think so. I think I remember reading somewhere that he continued to repeat that narrative even after he gave the birth certificate. I'm pretty sure. But even if he didn't, even if he stopped when he gave the birth certificate, which I don't think he did, like that obviously still would have been racism. But I'm actually pretty sure that he did. Like, let's look it up. Did Trump preach Obama birther myth after Obama gave birth? Let's see. Yes, so he continued to raise doubts in the legitimacy of his birthplace even after Obama made his birth certificate public. So Obama made his long-form birth certificate public in 2011, and then Donald Trump did a press conference and said that he needs to assess the document. And then in 2012, he said that he had an extremely credible source to say that the birth certificate was fake. And 2013, he said it was fake again and that nobody knows if it's real. In 2014, he asked hackers to access Obama's college records to check his place of birth. And then finally in 2016, he conceded and said that he was born in the United States of America.
Yeah, that's he might have a point. What if it is fake?
Do we have evidence that it's fake? See, the only reason
Do we have evidence it's real?
Yeah, the document in of itself.
Yeah, how do you know it wasn't forged?
Okay, so now this is skepticism. This is racist skepticism. So you're basically saying that here's this man that we have no reason to believe was not born outside of America. Parents in Hawaii, pictures of him when he was a kid in Hawaii. Now, we're going to say that this man was born in Nigeria with no reason to assume that either. We'd never assume that of any other citizen. I'm not assuming that of you right now. I'm not asking if you were born in Nigeria. Well, why would we say that about Obama? Well, maybe because he's black. And then Obama, like years later, like he caves to the racism because he has to, because of the incredibly racist societalization, like reducing his support and promoting just conspiracy theories. When I say caved, I'm not saying that's a bad thing of Obama. I'm saying it's a bad thing that people made him do that. He releases his birth certificate. Then even after he releases his long-form birth certificate and is our president for 8 years with no question from any court and no question from Congress, he apparently still has people calling that birth certificate fake. Like, that's obviously racism.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
What do you think, like, ICE and immigration officials should have to require of people they detain for deportation? Like, speaking about documents to prove their citizenship.
Well, if they're undocumented, that means that they wouldn't have any documents, right?
I know, but what documents do you think that they'd have to supply in order to prove that they're not an undocumented immigrant?
Oh, I don't know. Do you get any form of ID when you become a a visa or something?
So an ID that shows that you're not an undocumented immigrant, like a resident or
yeah,
citizen?
like a visa. Your proof of visa.
So if a piece of paper that shows like proof of a visa is enough evidence to believe that somebody's here legally, why isn't a birth certificate from Hawaii enough evidence to believe that they were born in Hawaii?
That is enough evidence.
Okay, so then why did you question that earlier as it related to Obama?
I don't know. He said that he had an extremely credible claim that it was fake, and if there was evidence for that it was fake.
Obviously.
But if he was just saying it just to say it, then.
I mean, obviously that wasn't true. Once again, you're just assuming that whatever Trump says is true, treating him like God, as I pointed out earlier. Obviously, even he knows it wasn't true because he conceded that he was born in America in 2016.
So for the you're right. But for the mass amnesty thing, do you not think there'd be a problem with assimilation?
What do you mean by that? Like assimilation into what?
Into our culture. Like America has, I would say, has a unique culture to, like, what makes us different from every other country: the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, our freedoms.
When you say assimilating to the culture of the Constitution, what do you mean?
Like the values of the country and like what makes us different from every other country is the Constitution, right?
Okay, well, first and foremost, if you're gonna basically say like we shouldn't let somebody be a citizen of this country if they can't like uphold respect and ordainment of the values of our Constitution, why do you think Donald Trump should be the president of this country, even though he doesn't respect the values of the Constitution, after he explicitly called for its termination in 2022, as passing EO explicitly violating the 14th Amendment, and has violated the constitutional rights of many undocumented immigrants?
Well, in the context of him saying that he would terminate is because of election fraud, right?
Yes.
So do you think if he had good evidence that there was election fraud, terminating the Constitution would be okay?
If there's good evidence that the 2020 was stolen from him, like it truly was stolen from him, assuming that to be true, then I mean, I think to an extent, anarchy would obviously occur. However, right, that's hypothetical. That isn't true. Right? In reality, he didn't have good evidence of this. In reality, the election wasn't stolen from him. So in reality, he basically called for its termination.
Well, I feel like he was thinking there was good evidence, and nobody, like all the court cases he tried to get, they all got settled. He couldn't even debate any of the merits of the cases.
Because the judge ruled that the cases had no merits, including 34 Republican judges and 16 judges that he personally appointed. Like, you're basically just assuming that he's living in this delusional fairy tale, make-believe version of reality where he thinks he has evidence even though he doesn't, thereby making his claim to call for the termination of the Constitution warranted. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that, like, vigilante justice of, like, ending somebody else's life is ever warranted?
Yes.
Okay, in what circumstances do you think that's warranted?
If you're looking down a dark alley and you see a woman getting raped, I think you should go in and step in and defend that woman.
Cool. So you think that justice is warranted as it relates to rapists.
Yes.
So if, like, Donald Trump just delusionally believed that every person in America was an active rapist, would he be warranted in calling for their deaths?
If he saw them raping someone.
No, obviously he didn't. Obviously he doesn't actually have evidence of this. It's
Then
just
no.
delusion.
If he had evidence, then yes.
Okay, great. Right? So basically the parallel here would be, okay, no, it's not justified to just go out and kill everybody or call for everybody's death because you just delusionally think everybody alive is a rapist. The same way it's not justified to call for the termination of the Constitution just because you delusionally think an election was stolen from you.
Why do you think he was delusional in that belief?
Because we don't have any evidence of this. I mean, this has been like reassumed and proven over and over and over again by local courts, district courts, state courts, federal courts.
I feel like he's kind of
over and over and over again. I mean, like he funded like a board to investigate the outcome of the 2020 election, like millions of dollars to come up and find any evidence. And I mean, like all the evidence he collected through that board was ultimately rejected as being sufficient to even open a case by 63 judges. And then all the evidence that all of his followers found culminated in like the 2000 Mules docu-mockery. And then when the creators of that, docu-mockery ended up getting disposed in court, they admitted they had no evidence for their claims. There's just simply no evidence for it. It's a big lie. I mean, he was like even telling Steve Bannon, like a handful of nights before the election even happened, that he was going to call the election on the night of and claim election fraud. So this was obviously a pre-planned offense. It's just complete delusion. And I mean, shit. I mean, he even conceded, like in a Twitter video, like a week ago, that he lost 2020. Like finally, after 4 years, a big fucking lie, bro. No evidence. So yeah, no, he's absolutely unwarranted when he called for the termination of the Constitution.
Yeah, I do believe the 2020 election was legitimate. I feel like he's walked back more recently, like when he was campaigning in 2024. I feel like the narrative kind of switched more to like, it was stolen because of Hunter Biden's laptop storage.
So then you obviously don't think that Donald Trump should be president because he doesn't support the Constitution. And earlier you said somebody shouldn't be a citizen if they don't support the Constitution.
No, if he's saying if there was election fraud, even the Constitution should like.
We've already outruled this conditional as being just with my example. If everybody else was a rapist, then I'd be okay to murder them. Okay, well, if I don't have evidence that everybody else is a rapist, and I call for everybody else's death, okay, that's like it's insane because they're not actually all rapists. Just like the 2020 election wasn't actually stolen.
Yeah, and he didn't try to terminate the Constitution. He didn't have enough evidence.
He totally did. His fake electorate plot in 2020. It was disgusting. He sent fake slates of electorates to 7 key swing states that Biden had won with fake votes from those states saying that he had won. And then he told those fake slates of electorates to send them back to Congress. And then he pressured Mike Pence into certifying them as real. Like even Mike Pence said that he didn't do what Donald Trump wanted him to do because Donald Trump was calling for something unconstitutional and he supports the Constitution. He actually did try to do this. And by the way, he admitted to all this in court. His legal argument in front of SCOTUS was literally that he did all these things, but he shouldn't seek or be faced with any criminal repercussions for them since he was president when he did these things. Thereby, he had presidential immunity. So he absolutely did try just to throw our civil and electoral rights out of the fucking window. right? And keep in mind, right, you're the one that said earlier, oh, somebody shouldn't be able to immigrate into this country and be legal, right, if they don't respect the Constitution, if they can't assimilate to this quote-unquote culture. Now you're supporting a president that has served as the largest threat to the American democracy since the Civil War, has explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution, and has passed executive orders that explicitly contradict amendments of the Constitution, such as his executive order on birthright citizenship. The 14th Amendment says all persons born on U.S. soil are citizens. His executive order said not all citizens born on American soil, not all persons born on American soil are citizens, explicitly contradicting the Constitution, okay? Right? So if you think somebody like Trump shouldn't be able to become a citizen if they're an immigrant, obviously Trump shouldn't become president if he's a citizen with this value of just not supporting or respecting the Constitution at all.
I think he does respect the Constitution. He's never broken it. The fake electors plot, it was intended to stall out, because I believe that at that time, he did truly believe that there was evidence to that the election was stolen, even though he has walked that back recently. The whole idea was to send in the fake electors and delay the certification to find more evidence.
Then how come A, the votes of the fake electorate said absolutely nothing about that? They were emulating real votes. And B, he told the head of the DOJ, Bill Barr, to just announce that there was widespread voter fraud without evidence. See, that's the thing. If you want to make the claim that Donald Trump was truly trying to find real evidence of the election being stolen, then he would not have told Bill Barr, the head of the DOJ, to falsely announce widespread voter fraud. He wouldn't have told Bill Barr to do that. That alone completely refutes this delusion of yours. Come on, admit it. If he was truly looking for evidence that it was stolen and he just wanted to delay things, then he wouldn't have told Bill Barr to falsely announce widespread voter fraud without evidence.
Well, I think he had to rally up the public to get them to, in his effort to stall the election or the certification.
Wait, so what's your claim? I want you to be clear. You think that he told the head of the DOJ to falsely announce widespread voter fraud for what reason?
Because the whole point was to stall the certification of the election to find more evidence. So
wait. But if the DOJ announced that there was widespread voter fraud, what would the necessity be for evidence? Because if the DOJ is making this claim, he wins. It's a Department of Justice. Remember? Because he would take that evidence to the Department of Justice to try to convince them that Biden stole it. But if the Department of Justice just announces widespread voter fraud, he already has what he needs without evidence.
If he really wanted to break the Constitution on January 6th, he could have just called in the military to stop the certification. Obviously, he didn't do that, so...
He didn't know how to.
Did he try? What do you...
Yes, he's on record. He's on January 6th, telling people that he wants to call in the National Guard, but he just didn't know what the proper legal channels were to do it. Man, crazy. And then for you to also just completely rule out every single thing that I just said, even though it is true, and it obviously proves that what I'm saying here is correct and you're wrong, by just saying that, well, if you truly wanted to do this, you just have called in the military, you're A, just completely ignoring all the facts I just said, and B, just completely shifting the goalposts. And I just also wanted to talk about this. Earlier in the conversation, I think that you said this, but you cut yourself off midway through. You said that he's never violated the Constitution. That's not true. I could give you explicit examples that you can't deny. Do you want them?
Yeah, you're going to say birthright citizenship.
Yep, that's one.
You're going to say Roe v. Wade.
No, he wasn't violating the Constitution when SCOTUS overturned Roe v. Wade. Technically, that wasn't unconstitutional, no. So he violated the Constitution with his EO ban on birthright citizenship. He violated the Constitution when he deported Venezuelan immigrants to Venezuela without due process. He violated the Constitution.
That wasn't unconstitutional.
Yeah, a federal judge ruled it as illegal. That's what that means, so yeah. He ruled it as illegal in violation of the Constitution of their constitutional right to due process. Yes, a federal judge did rule that as illegal. He violated the Constitution when he deported Abrigo Garcia to CICOT in El Salvador. SCOTUS unanimously ruled that was illegal.
He brought him back.
After saying that he didn't want to bring him back, but then we had that lower federal court rule and he had to. There's nothing he could do. Fuck. Dude, if I put a baby in the middle of the road...
He didn't have to bring him back.
He did, yes.
He did?
Yeah, that's what the lower federal court dictated what facilitation means. So SCOTUS ruled that he had to facilitate Abrigo Garcia's return and then bumped it down to a lower circuit court to determine what that facilitation explicitly means. Lower federal court ruled that facilitation would explicitly mean that he had to bring him back, so he did. Right? So how do you feel about these explicit circumstances of him violating the Constitution?
I think like for the first case, for instance, the birthright citizenship, I don't think he's going to violate the Constitution because I don't think that's going to go through. The guardrails will hold. So I don't see this.
It violated the Constitution the moment he signed it into law. That's why it wouldn't go through, is because it violated the Constitution.
Yeah, but it's not going into effect, so I don't think he's actually violating it.
Dude, it was in effect for like 2 months. And then we finally had a federal judge rule that it was illegal. And then we had SCOTUS rule that the nationwide injunction issued by that federal judge was only regional. So then it went into effect in like 70% of our country again for another 2 weeks before another federal judge found another way to implement a nationwide ban. But like, even if it didn't go into effect for a day, that executive order still yet would have been unconstitutional, affirming that what I'm saying is true.
Am I getting called a PDF file? Did I say something?
No. So I'm pretty sure those are bad faith actors calling me that because they're literally insane.
Oh, because the doxing thing.
No, I didn't dox anybody. But yeah, for whatever reason, they think that because
colloquially,
I was
the term doxing.
I think that because I was standing up for children's safety, a bunch of like low IQ, bad faith people on the right have been calling me that.
Well, you're gonna say like legally it wasn't doxing, but you know, like colloquially, what people mean when they say doxing.
We can have a conversation about that after you go and respond to the executive order that I just brought up to prove that Donald Trump had violated the Constitution. Yeah, but no, the people in that chat are saying that about me. Like, isn't that crazy, man? Apparently, like, I'm a PDF for defending children's safety, arguing against a husband and wife that thought that parents could sexually exploit their children, and that the sexual exploitation of children benefits the children, and that CP's art. Like,
hey, man, people believe anything, bro. I don't know what to say. Some people are just stupid.
Yeah, no, seriously stupid. I'm glad that we could agree on that. I'm not gonna lie. The whole time we've been talking, like, you're definitely, at least in my mind, like pretty deep in the Trump cult. And I'm so happy that even somebody that's pretty deep in the Trump cult can clearly acknowledge that. I actually appreciate that.
Yeah, so you could say he violated the Constitution, but I think as long as it doesn't stay in effect, I don't think he's violating it.
Okay, well then what do you think a violation of the Constitution means?
Breaking the Constitution and not getting repealed.
Then not getting repealed. Can you give me an example of somebody that you think has like historically violated the Constitution?
I'm not gonna say Joe Biden. Who was our second president?
Fucking hell, man, I don't know.
Okay, that guy. Oh, it was John Adams. He violated the First Amendment.
1 second. Let's see here. Do you think that the Japanese internment camps were unconstitutional?
Yes.
But they formally, the SCOTUS formally repealed that and ruled that as unconstitutional in 2018. 2018. After like 55 or 60 years. Yeah.
Bro, the birthright citizenship was in effect for 2 months.
But that wasn't your claim. You didn't make any claim about how long it has to be in effect. You just simply said that something is unconstitutional if it's made law then isn't repealed. Wait. If something is made law and it isn't repealed, then it's unconstitutional. Okay. Well, white...
If it's in effect for a long time.
Wait. So a white man that owns property, their right to vote has never been fucked with or repealed since the Declaration of Independence was signed by our founding fathers. Does that mean that white men that own property voting is unconstitutional since it was made law and never repealed?
Can you say that again?
Because you're defining something as being unconstitutional if it's made law and never repealed. Okay, well, a white man's who owns property, their right to vote was made law and has never been repealed in this country's history. Does that mean that, constitutionally speaking, it's unconstitutional for a white man that owns property to vote?
Technically, yes, but it's not enforced.
What? What are you talking about?
Wait, didn't you say it's...
Wait, I'm so sorry. What section of the Constitution does a white man that owns property voting violate?
Is it in the Constitution?
I'm just saying, like, the reason that I'm using this example is because one thing that has never been fucked with, changed, or added has been a white man who owns property's ability to vote. Since the moment the Declaration of Independence was signed, that is something that they could do then, and that's something that they can do now, meaning that was made law, never fucked with, and never repealed, okay? You define something as being unconstitutional if it was made law and then never repealed. Okay, technically, right, your classification of that definition would make a white man who owns property's ability to vote unconstitutional. So obviously, just because something is made law then never repealed doesn't make something unconstitutional. So revise your explanation of what makes something unconstitutional.
Something is unconstitutional if it violates the Constitution.
Oh, something is unconstitutional if it violates the Constitution. Got it? I agree. Therefore, Donald Trump's executive order banning birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants is unconstitutional. And the reason is that it violates the Constitution. An explanation of why it violates the Constitution is because the 14th Amendment explicitly says that all persons born on U.S. soil are citizens. And the EO said not all persons born on U.S. soil are citizens.
Well, sometimes presidents break the Constitution. I don't know what to say. And it got repealed.
So now you've conceded that that was unconstitutional.
Yes.
So your earlier claim that Donald Trump has never done anything unconstitutional was false.
It got repealed, so I don't think it's a big problem.
Oh, okay. So if Biden passed an executive order while he was president that said no American citizens has the right to own/buy any or all guns, and that EO stayed in effect for 2 months before a federal court overruled it, and then our 6-3 liberal-leaning SCOTUS ruled that that nationwide injunction was only regional, and then it went back into law before another Republican federal judge found another way to implement a nationwide ban, would you say that Biden was a threat to our Constitution?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's exactly what Trump did, just an explicit violation of the 14th Amendment compared to an explicit violation of the Second Amendment. So if you're remaining consistent here, you have to now say that you think that Donald Trump is a threat to the Constitution.
Yes, but I don't think anything he tries to do will stay in place.
So why do you support a president that's a threat to the Constitution?
Because more good than bad.
Okay, we've already got over the good. You said that the mass deportation was good because mass amnesty is a problem because it poses a threat of assimilation into respecting the Constitution, which brings me to the final fucking killer point here. You said if undocumented immigrants were a threat to the Constitution because they didn't support it, they shouldn't be allowed to become citizens. So you think if somebody's a threat to the Constitution, they shouldn't be allowed citizenship. So why, if somebody's a threat to the Constitution, should they be allowed the presidency?
I'm
That's
saying
a massive double standard.
I'm saying if you're not a citizen, you're trying to gain citizenship, you should assimilate. And Trump was born a citizen.
Right, but like obviously we're going to uphold a higher standard to becoming the president compared to becoming the citizen. So if a standard for citizenship is respecting the Constitution and not being a threat to the Constitution, obviously a standard for becoming the president is going to be respecting the Constitution and not being a threat to the Constitution, right? And if you argue otherwise, if you say this should be a standard for citizenship but not a standard for the presidency, you are literally saying that it should be easier to become a citizen of a country than the president of said country, which is completely ridiculous. Obviously, it should be significantly more difficult with a requirement of many more qualifications, good morals, virtues, etc., to be a president compared to being a citizen.
I would say that it's not easier to become a citizen because you would have to win a vote to become president, so you'd need a majority of the people voting to think that you do respect the Constitution.
So I'm unclear here. Do you think that standard of supporting the Constitution, as you think it should apply to becoming a citizen in your mind, should also apply to being a president in your mind?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you just said in your mind, you do think that respecting the Constitution should be a requirement for the presidency, and you admitted 15 seconds ago that Donald Trump is a threat to the Constitution. Obviously, this implies that he doesn't respect it. Therefore, you don't think that Donald Trump meets the necessary requirements to be the president of this country in your mind, meaning I've successfully converted you.
So do you think any president that breaks the Constitution is a bad president?
Any president that breaks the Constitution is a bad president. Logically speaking, that's not necessarily implied. You know, like maybe if the Constitution says that slavery is legal and they break the Constitution to make slavery illegal, like I'm not going to say that's a bad precedent. However, I would say when they break the Constitution and yield a negative outcome that doesn't generate positives, absolutely. And when they defend them breaking the Constitution, when they don't backwalk them breaking the Constitution, when they
Do you think Abraham Lincoln was a bad president?
for the time compared to the other candidates, he was the best option. You're on pause, by the way. I can't hear you. And don't you fucking try to compare Donald Trump banning birthright citizenship to Abraham Lincoln banning slavery. Dear God.
Sorry, I just disconnected. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, don't try to compare Donald Trump banning birthright citizenship to Abraham Lincoln banning slavery.
No, habeas corpus.
He suspended habeas corpus when?
During the Civil War.
For what? For what reason?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you got to be able to.
I know
you
he did.
got to be able to tell me the reason.
I can go search for it. Do you want me to look for it?
Yeah. Then also, like the one example that we've been running on this whole time was a violation through an executive order, not about a suspension of habeas corpus.
Yeah, but it's still violating the Constitution. Either way.
Okay, so why did he do it? You have to be able to tell me why he did it. Yeah, this guy's trying to compare Trump to Abraham Lincoln. Trump does that too. He says he's better than Abraham Lincoln. He says he's the best president since Abraham Lincoln. He also says that he's better for African Americans than Abraham Lincoln. Like, what like a obviously like bad faith like appeal here? Can we like all agree here that this argument's like just obviously bad faith? Like, can we agree? Can we agree? Like, is that something that we could all agree on here? Right? Like, completely outrageous. Completely outrageous. We'll get somebody else up here to have a chat with me. Oh, he's back already. So
it looks like during the Civil War, there was like Confederate people like raiding the cities on the border, and so he like suspended it for those people breaking it.
Okay. All right. So in other words, he suspended habeas corpus to prevent pro-slavery killers from raiding his cities to win the Civil War to fight for more equality on the basis of race. I'm going to say that's significantly different than Donald Trump passing an executive order for less equality on the basis of country of origin of the parents and the specific disregard, exclusion, and persecution of individuals born on American soil from access to the birthright of U.S. citizenship.
I agree.
Right? This is like me saying that it's not always wrong to break the law because it's technically illegal to bathe a moose in a bathtub in Arizona. Therefore, it's also not wrong to murder somebody.
Yeah, but I think the reason he's trying to get rid of birthright citizenship is because it's being abused.
Birthright citizenship, what do you mean that's being abused? I don't even know what that means.
People are pregnant, come across the border, have a child, and then they're a citizen.
The children are citizens, yeah.
Yeah. And then
how's this abuse?
And then people try to make the argument, oh, you can't deport the citizen, so the mother has to stay. So it's definitely abusing.
Donald Trump has unironically deported undocumented parents with their citizen children this term.
Yeah, you got to keep the families together.
So do you think that constitutional rights apply to the children of undocumented immigrants?
Yes.
Okay, so then you just think that they should be citizens.
It is the case that they are citizens. I think that they shouldn't be, though.
Okay, why?
I think birthright citizenship should be given to any citizen or legal resident that has a child born, not undocumented immigrants.
Okay, why?
Because I don't think you should be an undocumented immigrant, be able to have a child, and then that child be a citizen.
Okay, why?
Because then either you have to deport a citizen or you have to keep an undocumented immigrant.
Ah, okay. So this is all reliant on an assumed support for mass deportation. I've already refuted that.
No, I think mass undocumented immigrants coming in is a bad thing because we can't vet them and they don't.
Now you're pivoting because we're not talking about immigration into the country. We're talking about deportations out of the country.
No, okay. I said it's a problem because either you have to deport the U.S. citizen that was born, right?
I know
Or you
you're,
have
you're
to
assuming
keep-
that we have to deport them. I don't support mass deportation, and I've already given you an
Yeah,
argument
yeah.
for that.
Or the other option is that the mother that gave birth, they have to stay here, right?
Right, they should.
Yeah, so that would be a immigrant problem, not a deportation problem.
No, that would be a deportation problem because you're saying that we should deport them. I don't think we should deport them.
Okay, yeah, and if we shouldn't deport them, then we have a bunch of people just having kids that are undocumented, and then we can't deport them because they have a.
We offer them mass amnesty.
Well, then that just destroys our culture.
How does that destroy our culture?
Because we have a bunch. I think there's
I have
nothing
a
wrong with
question.
immigrants, but I think
have a
they should
question.
like.
What is American culture?
American culture is. I really just think it comes down to the Constitution.
Oh, so like supporting our laws?
The government. Yeah, supporting our system of government, democracy.
Cool. Well, then citizens are actually more of a threat to American culture than undocumented immigrants, since citizens are 2.5 times more likely to commit violent crimes, 3 times more likely to commit property crimes, and 3.5 times more likely to commit petty crimes. Unironically, our culture is better protected by undocumented immigrants under your view, based upon the way that you defined our culture. And then you also just said a facet of our culture is our democracy. We already went over how Donald Trump reported the largest threat to democracy since the Civil War. Therefore, Donald Trump reported the largest threat to American culture since the Civil War, and you want to make him president.
Not since the Civil War. I think there was more problematic things during World War One.
To the democracy?
Yes.
Like what?
First Amendment being suspended during World War One.
So everybody couldn't say what?
I don't think they could speak poorly. Like Woodrow Wilson made it so that you couldn't speak poorly against the war effort.
You couldn't speak poorly against the war effort.
Like you couldn't be not support of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say here that taking away everybody's right to vote for representation in our federal government is a slightly larger threat than saying people can't speak poorly about the war effort. Because they could just simply vote for a new candidate that would repeal that.
I think violating the First Amendment's more problematic. I think free speech is the most important principle in this country.
Okay, let's just assume that what you're saying here is true. The second largest attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Yes.
And then you also understand that Donald Trump ran on violations on the First Amendment too, right? So actually now he's back to being.
He's never gonna ban burning the flag. He just says that.
Oh, so he just says that he wants to violate, in your mind, what is the most important right for this country?
He's never gonna do that.
Oh, he just says that he wants to violate the most important right for this country in your eyes, and you want him to be president. And then also, please respond to the argument that I gave you about how undocumented immigrants protect American culture better than citizens, since they're less likely to commit crimes, and you called American culture like a respect for and observance of our laws and Constitution.
Yeah, do you think immigrants should like let's just say in a different world where you like Obama's president, do you think citizens or immigrants should like be able to pass a citizenship test, for example? Like just something basic like that.
Yeah.
Just like know what the values of our country are.
Obviously are. I think that citizens should probably do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
obviously Trump would fail that test because he told a news reporter from ABC that he didn't even know if he has to uphold the Constitution. So you think that he should be kicked out of the White House since he wouldn't pass the citizenship test, right?
If there's evidence found that he should be kicked out and he's kicked out, then
well, I mean, he wouldn't pass the citizenship test. He straight up told a reporter from ABC that he doesn't know if he has to uphold the
pass
Constitution.
it. You don't have to get every question right.
Well, obviously, if you don't know if you have to uphold the Constitution as a president, you're likely not to pass it, right?
Well, what if that's the only answer he doesn't know? He knows all the other ones.
Dude, you're such a shill. You're such a shill for Trump. Come on, just admit it. You know that I'm right in that you're wrong. You've been imposing these hypocritical double standards on undocumented immigrants, saying that you don't support mass amnesty because they're a threat to our culture and upholding laws, even though unironically they're less likely to violate the law compared to citizens, meaning that under your definition of what culture is, they're better for our culture than citizens. Respond to that.
Sometimes I have to just chill because you have to choose the lesser of two evils during an election.
You admit that you're shilling. Respond to that argument. You define culture as upholding our laws. Undocumented immigrants are more likely to uphold our laws than citizens. What this means is they're better for our culture.
They're better for the culture of not breaking the law, but I don't think they'd be better if they weren't educated on the structure of our government.
Okay, so then how do you define culture? Because you literally define culture as upholding our Constitution.
Yeah, upholding the Okay. Yeah, you're right. So I'll reframe it as like understanding the Constitution and what the values of our country are.
Okay, well, yeah, you just ruled out Trump. He doesn't understand the Constitution. He said that he doesn't know if he has to uphold it, and he's been passing EOs that explicitly violate it. Boom. Send him out of here. Deport Trump. You even admitted earlier that he's a threat to the Constitution, by the way. You conceded on that.
He's a threat, but I don't think it's ever going to manifest.
Okay, so what would the manifestation be of undocumented immigrants if they were granted amnesty? Because now you're arguing that there must necessarily exist a manifestation in order for it to truly be a threat as it relates to Trump. Therefore, there must exist a manifestation in order for it to truly be a threat for undocumented immigrants being granted amnesty. So what would that threat manifest as?
I think it would manifest as an erosion of our culture.
Whoa. You're defining the culture as upholding our Constitution, respecting,
Yes.
etc. So you can't just say that an erosion of our culture would be the manifestation of how they purport a threat to our culture. That's just circular. You have to be able to be very specific here. How would this threat manifest in undocumented immigrants if they were granted mass amnesty? What would the erosion be of a respect for a Constitution?
Yeah, if someone comes in and they're an immigrant and they become like a citizen and they don't know what the values of the country are, I think that would erode our culture because.
Do you think that legal immigrants erode our culture?
No.
Why? Because if you don't think that legal immigrants would erode our culture, why would you say that if undocumented immigrants were granted mass amnesty, they would erode our culture?
Because I think citizens, like they live in the country, they're raised in it, so.
Wait, legal immigrants, right, can be raised in the country, just like undocumented immigrants can be raised in the country. But there's a lot of legal immigrants who aren't raised in the country and moved to the country. Like there'd be a lot of undocumented immigrants that have moved to the country and are granted citizenship.
Yeah, but they're raised by their parents, and if their parents don't know the values, then they're going to be raised and not understand the culture and the values.
But there's just no distinction between legal immigrants and undocumented immigrants in this sense, right? Because you would say that a legal immigrant who moves to America at 30 years old is not a threat to our culture, right?
Yeah, I would say there's no distinction, but I would say.
So if there's no distinction, then how could you hold the two different standards?
The distinction
of
would
that one is a
actually
threat
be-
to the culture and one isn't a threat to the culture.
Actually, there would be a distinction
Okay, what is
because
it?
legal citizens would have to pass the citizenship test, and illegals wouldn't.
Wait, like I would say that under mass amnesty, you'd have to pass some type of citizenship test too. If mass amnesty included a citizenship test, would you support it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you actually do support mass amnesty. Thank you for the concession.
I only accept it because deporting people is too expensive. If we could just let's say.
So you are no longer a shill for Trump, and you are a far leftist. Not even the Democratic.
I'm not a far. No.
Yeah, you are. Not even the DNC supports mass amnesty, and I just got you to concede that it's a good thing. You are now
The
further left than
DNC
the
doesn't.
DNC.
What is the DNC's proposal for immigrants?
Just to kind of make the pathway to residency or citizenship faster, and they're getting more progressive as the years go on. But don't pivot beyond this. You are now a far leftist. You hold to beliefs that are further left than the DNC of mass amnesty.
I think we should close on the border, and everyone that's already here should get amnesty, just like Reagan did.
Okay, we're gonna gotta kick you and move on. That conversation went on way too long. Let's go to see what the next guest Evan has to say. Everyone, do just kind of give us a minute here. Phantom, thank you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat, saying Cheeto flavored Satan is the lesser of two evils, huh? Yeah, that guy was a shill for the other guy was like obviously a shill for the RNC. But I don't actually like truly believe that he believed what he was saying because he was saying it so calmly. Like typically when we get those shills, like they're very like emotionally like sporadic. He wasn't. I feel like he just knew that he was shilling. Daphne, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. Thomas, thank you for the 15. Thank you so much for the love. Then Sunny with a 5, Jocelyn with a 5, and Chris with a 10. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. As well as Wayne, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo saying support. Thank you, Wayne. Nightblade with a 3 and Catherine with a 3. I appreciate you guys so much. As well as 41 minutes ago, Craig with the $20 over on Venmo saying I support what you're doing. Thank you, Craig. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. You get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms, as well as I'll give you a shout out. You can also find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link message over on my YouTube. And welcome in, Mr. Craig. Sorry, not Craig. Evan, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2005.
Nice, man. Is there any way that you could talk to me without the headset? It's just making your voice quality a little bit poor.
Okay, I can take it off.
All right, here we are.
Beautiful, Evan. So why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because he has good intentions and he knows what the fuck he's doing.
He has good intentions?
Yes, he does.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like he wants to have us prepared for in case of a kind of war to happen. He wants to unify other countries.
He wants to unify other countries. So
yes, that's what his purpose is.
So how's he been unifying Ukraine and Russia? Because from the looks
He's trying
of
to
it,
unify Canada and Greenland so we can all be on a team. So the world can be unified.
Wait. You understand that's just literally not what he's done, okay? So his like threats of tariffs
That's not what he's
imposed
done, that's what
on
he's
Canada
trying to do.
and like a threat of war on Greenland have caused like Canadians to boycott Americans, stop buying our products, and won the Liberals the election in the country. He's literally done the opposite of unification with Canada and Greenland.
I'm not saying that he did it. I'm saying that's his intention, but other people aren't ready for it because they fear love.
Oh, so it was just like lovey-dovey when he implemented a 35% tariff on
The
all
only
goods
reason
produced
he's
in the
angry
country?
is because everyone throws hate at him. He has to deal with that stress, and then he has to deal with it on the media, and he tweets it out.
Oh, yeah. All that lovey-dovey love on his Twitter where he like has a
He's a
shitty-
loving
where
person.
he has such a loving person. He has a nickname
But
for every
he
single Democrat in
deflects.
Congress calling them crazy. He's
Yeah,
such
I
a
know.
loving person that he's held liable
I
for
understand
rape,
where you're
convicted of
coming
34
from. I
felonies,
understand,
and
dude.
called
I
for the
understand
total
how you
complete
come
shutdown of all new Muslims coming into this country. He's such a loving person. He plays judge, jury, and executioner with Abrigo Garcia, sentencing him to be beaten, tortured without a stay in court. And
I love all your
Seacup.
little facts. I love all your little facts, but he's just protruding, and he's just protruding all of the things that he has to deflect because the media is so evil and hard to him because it's corrupt.
You're trolling, bro.
I'm not trolling. I promise you. I just understand you, and I also understand me.
What the fuck is the argument?
Bro, we're like brothers, bro. I don't think you understand, bro. We can have the different opinions and still love each other as people.
You said that you don't think I understand. I'll tell you. You're right. I don't understand.
I didn't say that. I said I think you do understand in a different way.
What the fuck is... So what's the argument? Why do you support Trump?
Why do I support Trump?
Yes.
I already told you. He has good intentions and he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Give me an example of him having good intentions.
Because you
Be
don't see
specific.
the immediate reactions in the way that you want them
Give
to
me
be.
an example of him having good intentions. Be specific.
Okay. If you look the way he carries himself and the way he talks to people, it starts off loving until they start asking him really fucked up questions that are just to stab at him. And then he deflects, right? You can tell his deflections, even then, he's pissed off for greatness.
No, it still wasn't a specific example.
He's pissed off for greatness. That's the pissy wissy. It's pissed off for greatness. He's like
Pissy Wissy?
Pissy wissy.
Dude, this guy's a fucking troll. Get out of my face.
No,
kid.
I'm not.
Get out of my face, kid. Get out of my face. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guys. Everyone just give us a minute. What the fuck is going on, dude? All right, let's see here. Yo, Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, as well as I read your message there. That is incredibly kind, Sarah. Let's get 100 Sarah W's down below in that chat. Welcome, another guy with his camera on.
Hey, Dean.
Hey, Mr. Ben, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you?
18. Where's my face gone?
That's not your face, bro.
It is my face.
Okay, then why is that face not in your profile picture?
I'm ashamed. Right, can you carry on, please?
What the fuck, dude? Moving on to the next guest. What the fuck is going on today? Dude. Moving on. Here we go. Let's go get that next guest up in the box. What the dude? Trump 2028?
Yes, sir.
As a patriot, I'm here to tell you that you're crazy because you want the Constitution to be violated.
Alright. Listen, bro.
Age,
So,
please?
19.
Okay, why do you want the Constitution to be violated?
It's not being violated, actually.
Trump 2028. The 22nd Amendment explicitly says that a president can only serve 2 terms. Your profile picture is advocating for a constitutional rights violation.
I don't see that on here. No, yeah, he has not done that.
Dude,
Dude, he's not.
brother, the 22nd Amendment, Section 1. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. How many times has Donald Trump been elected president?
Twice.
First
Twice.
sentence of the 22nd Amendment. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. So meaning, Trump 2028, that'd mean he's elected president for a third time, right?
Yeah.
Him being
Which-
elected as president for a third time would be in violation of this 22nd Amendment.
He could run again. It's not against the constitutional.
Dude, I just read you the Constitution that it violates. It very clearly says it is.
Oh, it's not. It's
Okay,
having-
explain to me how Trump 2028 does not violate. No person shall be
I
elected
can't
to the office of president more than twice.
specifically give you an actual answer to that. I'll probably have to do more research on it, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I think he's doing great so far.
Okay, let's follow the logic.
Okay, I want you to
So
tell
no,
me-
no, no, no,
okay.
no, 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 no. Let's follow
I
the
want you to
logic. No, 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 no. Let's follow the logic. 22nd Amendment. No person shall be elected to the office of the presidency more than twice. Does this mean if somebody is elected to the office of the presidency more than twice, that is unconstitutional?
No. It is not.
What?
Well, that's not. Okay,
Dude,
this is not even the
dude,
topic.
come on. You know that's bad faith. Like like
I'm not
unless
here to debate about
unless
that.
you literally have the critical thought of a toddler. Like you very obviously know that's bad faith. It says they can't be elected more than twice. So obviously, if somebody was elected more than twice, that's in violation of the 22nd Amendment. You're on to nothing, and you're making yourself look like an absolute fool.
Okay, I want you to answer me a question. What made you not support Trump anymore? You know, I seen you that you used to whatever support, you know, Trump. What made you not support him anymore?
Policy and character, both terrible.
How?
He's a rapist. His economic policies redistributing wealth from the poor to the rich.
Rapist? Where's proof that he's a rapist?
Yeah, the civil court, they held him liable, pal.
It's not true.
It's not true. You're just saying that to say it, dude. I mean, you can
Bro,
look at the
it's
jury
not
verdict
true.
where
There's no
where all 9 jurors
actual-
unanimously held him liable for the violent sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll.
There's no actual like proof of it.
Another
To be
claim.
convicted.
Another claim. How do you know there's not proof?
Because it's not on any record. It's not on the news. It's all fake.
It's not on the news. This
Be
was
honest.
blasted for years.
Okay, maybe fucking years ago, but you know, it's not. Okay, let's say he did do all that stuff. That doesn't matter because, you know, the policies don't. His policies don't go with his past. You know what I mean? So it doesn't even matter what he
Oh
did in
yeah.
the past.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter what he's
What's
doing
your
now.
favorite Trump policy?
Well. All right. We what's a good Trump policy?
Dude.
I would have to search that up.
Yeah. I have a question. Are you being for real?
I mean, he's lowering.
Dude,
so
dude,
I think he's doing a
please,
good job.
please,
He's
please,
lowering
please.
gas prices.
No,
He lowered gas
What's that?
prices.
What's that? Or,
Mass
is
deportations,
this
which is good.
Is this a troll?
because- No, I'm serious.
Okay, bro. Please.
But I'm not debating.
Please,
What?
just listen. For like the love of God, reconsider your actions here.
How?
Just
Or
stop
why?
being political until you research politics. I feel like what you're doing, you're just throwing that profile picture up in here and waltzing it to the live, saying "I love Trump," with like no
I'm not-
research
I'm not
ever
saying
done
that.
on anything political ever.
But we're debating stuff that I wasn't here to debate about. You know.
Why
I'm
did you
just-
come up here to debate?
Well, I'm here to debate, but not about those.
Oh, okay.
topics.
Okay, so what did you come up here to debate
So-
about? I just want to see where this goes. 'Cause
Well, I want to
I'm
see
interested.
why you don't think deporting little immigrants is not a good thing.
Sure, it takes a massive hit to our economy, reduces GDP by trillions, costs trillions over the lifespan of the bill, weakens our labor force, weakens our consumer base, reduces average qualities of lives, increases poverty, and increases crime.
That is not true, but okay.
Okay, why is it not true?
Dude, you're saying Trump is a rapist, whatever, but you don't see
Well, I
how
thought
many.
you said you didn't want to
how
debate
many-
that. I thought that you wanted to debate
But
why
you
I think
don't
that
see
mass
how many-
deportation is good. And now you
you
want to
see
go
how
back to the
many
rapist? Or we could go back to the
fucking have-
rapist. Yeah, he's a rapist.
you
He's held
see how
liable
many
unanimously by a
little
jury of
fucking
9 with evidence submitted to the civil court in discovery of a period
You
span
don't
of
see
2 to
how
3
many
years.
immigrants have been fucking. How many people they have fucking raped? U.S. citizens? as well.
Oh, when we look at the stats, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes compared to undocumented immigrants. And you literally can't make this argument because you literally said, even though Donald Trump is a rapist, I still want him to be president. Shut up.
I did not say that.
You
I'm
did.
saying
You said,
it
oh,
was
even,
true.
regardless of his
It
past,
was
his policy
true.
is good, then you couldn't
It
name his
was
policy.
true. It wouldn't even matter because it's not with his policies, whatever.
Right, precisely. So it doesn't matter if the president is a rapist, but apparently it matters if, like, citizens are rapists. I don't even know, dude. It's just, come on.
Whether, it doesn't even matter. Like I said, I think lowering prices was a good thing.
Dude.
Fucking guy.
Dude,
what?
Okay, I feel like you have, like, no empathy. Because, like, nobody's reaction to, like, pointing out the fact that somebody's a rapist should be that doesn't matter. Okay? It's going to be, like, anybody's reaction. Obviously, like, you don't have empathy. And you also don't have any knowledge. You have a combination of empathy, no empathy, and no knowledge. Okay? So please, at the bare minimum, go get some knowledge and try your best to gain empathy too. I literally see no reason for the continued conversation with you. And apparently you said it, sir. I didn't hear anything. Chat did. I'll trust the chat. We're gonna go and move on to the next guest. Yo, Future Dead Poet! Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal Super Chat, saying for the Uncrustable Fund. Also, what is the favorite flavor of the Uncrustable? I just like the good old-fashioned classic PB&J. Big fan. Thank you for the $20 donation. As well as Zalanton. Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal, saying Uncrustable in all caps. Thank you, Zalanton. That is Zalatan. Thank you for the $20. You were phenomenal, bro. Thank you so much for the love. As well as Tower with the $5. Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Chat, these guests today are like ridiculous. What's up, Mark? Do you support Trump?
Firstly, I just want to talk about the Constitution stuff that you've been talking about with the previous guests.
Real quick, do you support Trump?
I want to get to that.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Okay, fine. Yeah, sure.
What time is it?
The time now is 6:26.
What state?
Georgia.
Name 3 cities in Georgia.
Gainesville, Atlanta. Red.
What was the third one?
Hell, Georgia.
What was the third city in Georgia?
Hell, H-E, double hockey sticks.
Hell? Hell is a city in Georgia?
It's more a town, but yeah.
It's true?
Yeah, the whole goddamn tourist attraction where you can be mayor of Hell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Georgia. Town named Hell in Georgia.
You can buy the mayorship of Hell for a day.
I actually don't see any town in Georgia named Hell.
Okay.
It looks like there's one in Michigan.
Fun.
There's
I'm
not.
in Gainesville, but yeah, sure.
Wait, Gainesville, isn't that in Florida?
No, it's in Georgia. Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh, it's a city in both Georgia and Florida.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm confused on why you told us that Hell's a city in Georgia when it isn't. Why did you tell us that was a city in Georgia when it is not a city in Georgia?
Because I'm trying to cover up for my terrible American accent, but sure.
You're doing all right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Everybody, just do be patient, y'all, while we're getting the next guest loaded into the box. We got the big stew loaded up, and here we go, y'all. Everybody, just do be patient, y'all. Yo, Laura, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo.
Hey.
What's up,
Yo,
man?
what's
Give me a
up,
second.
man?
Laura says, stop eating Uncrustables. Get some Green Machine juice. Love
Hey,
you
I
and
don't have
Parker.
time to wait for you, bro.
Dude, calm down, buddy. Laura,
Hey,
thank
I
you for the
have to wait for
$20.
you.
I do love my Uncrustables, but I should get some Green Machine juice. I want to see 200 Laura W's down below in the chat for the $20 donation over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love.
Yo, I got a question, bro.
Age, please.
Age? I'm 18.
What year were you
No,
born?
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm 16. What's up?
Pop out, bro. Go to put a maggot down below in the chat if you do want to join. God damn, the ego on that guy. Moving on to Leah. Here we go, y'all. What's up? You support Trump?
Hey, I love you.
See you later. All right. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Make sure that you're in that queue that you do genuinely support Trump, guys. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. As well as I would really appreciate it if you guys would double tap on that phone screen. Let's try to get up to 1 million likes. I'd really appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much. Let's go get Brody loaded up in here. Brody says mag in that chat. Let's go to get Brody loaded up in. Hey, Brody, how old are you?
18.
18. What year are you born in?
2007.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I just want to say Cookie King mugs you.
So true. So why do you support Trump?
I don't.
Aw, man. Get the fuck out of here, Brody. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, y'all. Really just looking for one person that wants to come up here and debate everybody. Let's go to see who's next. We got Greg. We got Greg in the queue. We're gonna try to get Greg here up here. So for the 10,000 people watching, you know, just give me a second while we get Greg in here. What about Cruz up in here? What about Angelo up in here? Greg. Okay, we got Greg. There we go. Boom. Boom. Angelo, hop back down. I want to talk to Greg. Hey, Greg.
Hello.
What's up, man? How old are you? Greg.
How you doing? I'm 18.
You're 18. What year are you born
Do you like dick up your ass, you fucking nigger?
Okay, moving on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. Everybody, just give us a minute. We got Cody loading up into the box. Here we go. Everybody, just do be patient. What's up, Cody? You support Trump?
Yes, I do.
You're driving? Obviously, you're driving. I don't even know why I asked you that question. Obviously, you're fucking driving. Why did I even ask him that? Obviously, he's driving. I don't even know why I asked him that. Let's go to see what this next guest has to say. What's up? Do you support Trump? Merlin, hello.
No, I just wanted to say I'm an immigrant and I'm a huge fan and I love you.
Hey, I love you too. Thank you so much for coming up and showing some support. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. And thank you for tuning in to this stream. What's going on, Sticky Fish? You MAGA?
Yes, sir.
Aw, dude. Why, dude?
See, Trump went to the Epstein Islands, and I like touching kids, so it kind of just correlates with my belief.
Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Let's everyone just do be patient. We got Rich Hills loading up into the box. Make sure if you're in that queue that you're MAGA. We'll happily get you up in here. Everyone just do be patient while we're working on getting that next guest up in here, y'all. Everybody just do be patient. Go and put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat. We'll happily get you loaded up into the live, everybody. We are just looking for some people to have a debate with. Right now it is proven to be incredibly difficult for us to find a single Trump supporter. Laura, thank you for the $10 over in YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love, Laura. That is incredibly kind of you. That is incredibly kind of you, Laura. Who is next? What about Hayden? Phenomenal. We're going to go to get Hayden loaded up here.
He accepted.
Hayden, what's up? How old are you? Okay, Hayden is leaving. I apologize that it is really difficult to find anybody to come up here and have a debate with us. Right now, it looks like the Trump supporters are running away. I mean, I would love to have a good faith debate with somebody. Unfortunately, it's proven to be a little bit difficult. Hello, do you support Trump?
No, I just want to make this.
Sorry, dude. Unfortunately, I'm going to go to kick you because we are just looking for some debates. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute to find the next guest. It looks like Jaden would like to join up. Let's go to get Jaden loaded into the stream. Here we go. What's up, Jaden? How old are you? Jaden,
I like Nick.
Okay. All right. Literally nobody wants to come up here and have a debate with me. I mean, I apologize. I at the end of the day, man, I think that the Trump supporters recognize that. Age, please.
21.
21. Do you support Trump?
No, I love you. Bye.
Appreciate you for the love. All right, guys, please follow the rules. What are we doing? What are we doing? Please follow the rules. As well as Sienna. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on that YouTube stream. I appreciate you for that love, Sienna. Sienna didn't leave a message, just the $20 donation.
What's up, man?
SAIANA. Thank you for the love, Sienna. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yup.
Age, please.
What?
Age, please.
Oh, 18.
What year are you born in?
07.
What month?
September.
Or 07's turning 19 this year. Let me do the math. 1905.
I'm at 06. I'm at 06.
Get out of here. Get out of here. This is not a daycare. Hey, by the way, if you're watching and you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy. I like what he does. I want to support his show. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. If you happen to be watching on TikTok, I get 100% of all the proceeds over on those platforms, as well as you get attached like whatever message you want, and I could read it off on live. And yeah, I appreciate everyone so much for your kindness today. Welcome, and do you
Hello?
support Trump?
Yes.
You are like very obviously driving. Goodbye. Oasis, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on PayPal. Oasis, that is incredibly kind of you. Oasis says, Nutella Uncrustable and air fryer for a little bit is chef's kiss. I bet that's pretty good. I don't have like an air fryer or toaster or anything, so unfortunately I ate them pretty raw. They were all right. I just preferred like the PB&J better. But Oasis, thank you so much for the $20 donation. That is seriously incredibly kind of you. Everybody watching, please show some love to Oasis down below. Hello, hello. Are you MAGA?
No, not really.
Okay. What are we doing? This is very obviously like setting the live back very far. This is supposed to be a debate live. Please respect that. Hi. Do you support Trump?
Martin trying to get someone's kids taking your piece of shit.
I have a feeling that you saw a 10-second out of context clip, and you haven't watched anything else.
Out of
about it.
context clip.
Is that truly like what happened?
No, I've seen the clip, mate. I've seen you.
What do you know about those parents?
What?
What do you know about the parents?
The parents.
Yeah, did you know that they think that parents have the right to sexually exploit their
I
kids?
saw the clip.
Wait,
Him say-
one second.
you
One second.
asking-
I'm asking you a question. Let me speak.
Yeah, and I'm answering.
I haven't even finished answering my question yet. Did you know that the parents think that parents have the right to sexually exploit their children? And when a parent does sexually exploit their child, they can't fault them for that, according to them. As well as they think that when a parent does sexually exploit their child, that the child actually benefits from it, and it's a transaction for the exploiter and the minor. As well as somebody in the conversation called CP Art, child corn, and the father defended that child corn is not exploitation of youth. Now I agree that my response on live to this crazy shit, it shouldn't have been to direct individuals to find public information to take to local CPS authorities. It shouldn't have been my reaction. I agree. It was a bad reaction. But can we agree that those parents are a little nuts?
Well, thanks for turning my microphone back back on. Well, you said, you asked him a really weird hypothetical in the first place that was pretty weird and tricky to answer to. And then once he said that children can't consent, you trying to get his kids from taken from him is like really.
Bro, I swear, like everything I just said went in one ear and out the other ear.
I heard the hypothetical you asked him. I've seen the whole clip. I've not just seen it 10 seconds. It's just you trying to get someone's fucking kids taken from him for no reason. It's crazy, mate.
What did I say to you? Like I spoke for around like 35 seconds to you before like I unmuted.
Yeah, I
your
know,
mic.
because I was on mute.
What did I say to you?
I can't remember the whole spiel you said to me that took 30 seconds.
Listen this time. The parents said that other parents, all parents, have the right to sexually exploit their kids.
He did not say them words.
Okay. All right. Yes. Both the husband and the wife did. We're going to play it for you. We were talking at the start of the conversation. Like the very first thing that was said was, here's Donald Trump walking into the changing rooms of these naked teens. And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Goatman, precisely. I don't think that a parent can allow for their underage teen to be perved on.
You don't think, or that's the law? There's a difference. There's a huge difference. What's the law?
Yeah, so dead ass, if the sexually exploited children had their parents consent to it, and then when I'm like, I don't think that parents can consent for their children being perved on, the wife was like, I don't think that's the law. And then she argued that parents have that right. So they did say that.
At no point did I hear the words, I think my children should be sexually exploited.
That's what they just, they just described it. They think that parents have the right to do that.
You even admitted it was wrong to direct
Whoa,
people to go get someone's kids taken from them.
So I just want to clarify. Did you just listen to that clip? I mean, the parents said it pretty explicitly. I mean, even the wife challenged the notion, like explicitly, the wife explicitly challenged the notion that parents don't have the right to like let older men perv on their naked children. She challenged that. She disagreed. She thought that parents do have the right. Are you 15?
I'm 17, bro.
Okay, get out of here. Gotta be at least 18 to be on the TikTok live. I don't know. I feel like the only people that like uphold like this narrative that these guys were like innocent, good people are gonna be people that are just like intentionally misinterpreting everything and just ignoring everything that disagrees with that preconceived bias. You know, like the right has just solidified this misinterpretation of truth. That these were like innocent parents that did nothing. The right has just solidified this notion. And it's crazy to see. It's very crazy to see how they've just solidified this snippet of misinformation, and they'll be unwavering to change this misinformation, even when presented with statements from the parents they're defending saying otherwise. Doesn't make any sense to me. What is going on, Mel? Do you support Trump? Okay, Mel isn't here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute to get Daisy loaded into the stream. Laura, thank you for the $20 donation over on Venmo. Laura says, I've learned a lot from you and I'm much older than you. Never let anybody make you feel your opinion and intellect is not as important because of your age. Good job. I appreciate you for the $20, Laura. That is incredibly kind of you. I want to see 200 Laura W's get spammed down below in that chat. Thank you for the love. As well as Mahalo with the $10 on Venmo saying, thank you for everything that you do. You are a great human and incredibly intelligent. You're truly changing things for the good. Stay safe out there, please. I really appreciate you for your kind message, Mahalo. Show some love to Mahalo down below. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Are you MAGA?
Yep.
Age, please?
20.
Same age as
20.
me. What year were you born in?
2005.
What month?
2005.
What month?
February.
Okay, yeah, you'd be 20. So take it away. Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I think the left is weak and fractured.
Okay. Even if the left was weak and fractured, you could still not support Trump.
Okay.
So this doesn't give me any reason why you support Trump.
Why not?
Because even if it was true that the left was fractured, this gives you absolutely no reason to support the president. Like, for instance, there's a bunch of like Republican rhinos that hold on to like more traditional GOP values that think the left is weak and fractured, but vehemently hate Trump.
Sure. Why should I support a political party that is so more focused on bickering at each other, though, than actually doing anything effective?
So now you're saying that why should you support the Democrats? Well, the question isn't you should support the Democrats. The question is, why do you support Trump?
I don't know. I wanted to vote. I picked one.
Okay. If you don't know why you support Trump, I'm going to move on to the next guest. Appreciate you for your time, man. Everybody, just do be patient while we're getting that next guest, Miss Bianca Bliss, loaded into live. Make sure if you're in that queue that you support Trump, guys. Please, 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 please.
Hello.
Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I support you. When are you running for president?
Maybe one day, Miss Bianca Bliss. Appreciate you for your kindness. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box. We got number one gamer loaded in. Here we go, everybody. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen over on TikTok and drop a like on the YouTube stream as well. Why not? What's going on, number one gamer? How old are you? Okay, sounds like they're at a little bit of a family function. Okay, we're gonna try to find a Trump supporter here. Holy cow! The hunt for a Trump supporter is on. Game on, yo! Game on! The hunt for a Trump supporter is on. What's going on? The dad bod? You support Trump?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could talk about support, but I think one of the things I want to say is that support doesn't mean I agree with everything that he's doing.
All right.
Right. But in essence, I don't know what question do you have for Trump?
Why do you support him?
Why do I support him?
Yes.
I think because there are at least a good handful of his policies, or not necessarily policies, but the things that have come out that he's done that I support more so than anything on the left.
Okay, like what?
For me, first off would be abortion.
Oh. Okay. So you're pro-life?
Yeah, I'd say I consider it pro-life.
Okay, why?
Because I think that at conception, I think that it becomes a life.
Okay. Well, that I agree. So I think that biological life starts at conception, but that's a scientific fact, meaning that it is this way. It's not informing us about anything to do with morality.
Okay. And in what sense do you mean? What is morality to you? I guess in that regard.
Something that's morally wrong. Something that people shouldn't do.
And I think that when you end that life prematurely, I think that is morally wrong.
Okay. Why?
Because there is not just. I've heard the idea of potential for human life, but it goes beyond the potential for human life. Because I hear the argument, oh, what if we're going to unplug somebody who's brain dead. They're still a human life. While I agree they're a human life.
Quickly,
and there
quickly,
is
are
no
you
more-
driving?
No, I'm outside. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm just outside.
No worries. Yo,
Hello?
Amber, how old are you?
I'm 24.
24. You said in the chat that I'm paid by the DNC. Is that something that you believe?
I do. I
What do
do
you-
believe that you.
Why do you believe this nonsense?
I mean, what kind of white male is up and ready to? I'm so sorry.
Something's going wrong here.
That was weird.
Just give us a minute. The dad bod. Amber, you're not on the screen. You have to come back to the screen. You have to come back to the TikTok app. I think that they're leaving. I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that interruption. The dad bod. Give me 1 second here because I
Yeah.
really have to thank Caitlin for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Caitlin, wow. Thank you for
Nice,
the love.
Caitlin. Good job.
Caitlin says, I absolutely love you and thank you for fighting on the right side of history. You are so intelligent and I've learned a lot from you. Please stay safe. Dump Trump. Dude, Caitlin, thank you so much for your kindness. Can we please get 1,000 Caitlin W's down below in that chat? I really seriously appreciate you so much for your kindness and generosity. Let's get 1,000 Caitlin W's down below. Thank you so much. Now, anyways, back to you. Why do you think that abortion is morally wrong?
Well, I think that is ending a human life, and then not just the human life, but not just the potential, but I mean, we have no idea what that human life could cause and affect in the future, and the fact that we're ending it there, I think is morally. I just think it's morally wrong. I think humans have intrinsic value in life.
Okay, so if humanity has intrinsic value, I guess one question that I ask is where does this intrinsic value come from? And a second question that I ask is obviously I think that this is not the status quo, and most people disagree with that statement because brain dead patients are both human and alive, yet we don't think it's murder to pull the plug on them, refuting the notion that humanity is what gives us our moral value.
Well, I think that the intrinsic part of it, I guess, for me more is just what could potentially happen, right? And I understand that there's, again, to a certain degree, it becomes less moral and more philosophical, and that's kind of a hard thing to pinpoint. For me personally, I guess, is that's where I view it, and I can't, in good conscience, see the opposite of that end. Now, that I could easily jump into the part where I think that's where I also disagree with Trump, because Donald Trump doesn't necessarily have my exact view on that. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go back inside. It's raining out here.
Jesus Christ. Okay, everybody make sure they were double tapping on the way on that phone screen. I want to give you an opportunity here, but okay, take it away.
Okay, what was that? What's the opportunity? Just to continue?
Yeah. So what's the argument?
So it's essentially on that end, what I was saying is that, just because I support Trump, and I use that in quotations because, again, I don't support everything that he does. And I think it's okay to have a healthy question of who you're supporting or who you feel is leading you.
Okay, now you're muffling your mic.
Can you hear me now?
You just muffled it more. Hold on a second. You muffled it more. Sorry. I kicked you. I kicked you. Sorry, man. All right. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. Everybody just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded into the live. We're going to get Luke Lux loaded in. Here we can. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, support Trump.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Great. So 18 born in 06. What month?
Sorry, what?
What month?
December.
December. Okay. So why do you support Trump?
I like his policy via the cartel. I think that's one of the biggest things.
Okay, what about the cartel?
He enacted and established them as foreign terrorist organizations.
Okay. So
And I think that's a
he
big-
just labeled them as a terrorist organization. I mean, why is this like the biggest thing on your agenda that you support?
because I think it's affecting our country pretty majorly with the inflow of drugs into our nation. I think if he's able to curb a lot of that via
How is labeling them as a terrorist organization going to curb the inflow of DRUGS into America?
they have a lot more opportunities to use like bigger operations on them, whether intelligence gathering, stopping them. I think it just puts a lot more pressure on them.
Okay, so
not
what
to,
operations have been done in the last 160 days?
if I'm correct, the CIA has been flying intelligence operations over the country.
So they've been doing this under Biden as well. And like, what material impact have we seen on the inflow of drugs?
I don't think they were actually, because the CIA can't fly drones over other countries. Not unless they have actual, because now they're listed as terrorist organizations, so now they actually have the authority to go into
what has this done insofar as like the impact of the amount of DRUGS coming into America? We can fly all the drones we want, but if we don't do anything with the intel to actually stop the inflow of DRUGS, it's not going to mean anything.
Well, he got Mexico to actually finally step up and do something. They had them deploy 10,000 soldiers at the border to actually start curbing the inflow of drugs and also, I guess you could say, illegal immigrants too, because I'm sure that was a part of it.
So
but that's one big step.
That's not new. Biden got Mexico to deploy 15,000 troops to the southern border in December of 2021.
Okay, so I've never heard of that. Never once have I ever heard of that.
Yep. So this is coming from, let's see here. You could find the source. Mexico sends nearly 15K troops to the U.S. southern border. Biden, and then also this is coming from AP News. Just look up Biden sending 15K troops for Mexico border migrant surge. That was in May of 2023.
You say he's sending, or that Mexico is helping?
We also saw in. We also saw in 2021 what I had reported.
Mm-hmm. Is this U.S. troops, or are you referring to Mexico actually finally stepping and finally putting their, I wouldn't say putting their foot down, but actually bringing aid to the United States in terms of being able to supply their manpower instead of us just reinforcing our own border?
Yeah, those are going to be Mexican troops.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go? He was like saying something as he left. He was like, Did he accidentally leave? Luke, if you accidentally left, just hop back in the queue. I'll add you back up. I don't know. Maybe it was accidental. Luke, if that was accidental, I'll happily add you back up. Feel free to just hop back in that queue. I don't know. Maybe something went wrong. Who knows? We're gonna move on to the next guest. Maybe he's researching. Who knows? What's going on, Purple? Do you support Trump? No? Okay, bye, Purple. We are going to move on to the next guest, y'all. We're probably going to do a handful more debates here before we end for the day. We'll hop off. We'll probably hop off a little early. I don't know if you guys could tell. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty tired out. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I am 23.
23. Okay. So why do you support Trump?
I'd say it's more a lean that
I'm
way.
sorry. One second. Hey, DF, you're calling me a grapist in the chat. Why are you calling me that? Why are you calling me a grapist in the chat? Are you going to answer the question? Dude, are you just so pissed that I'm like beating Trump supporters in debates that you're like, oh, he's a grapist? Okay. All right. Go ahead, T Rose. Why do you support Trump?
I'd say in general, sorry, my cat's here, but I'll say in general, it stems from a lot of economic standpoints. I think the tariff policy is a good thing long term. Additionally, I like the border policy. I think focusing on deporting illegal immigrants kind of send a message, might not be the right word, but additionally, I support some factors within the big, beautiful bill. If you want to ask some specific questions, I'm down to go into that.
Okay, so you support mass deportation of the BBB. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the BBB. And I just do want to state as well, I'm very much open to having my mind changed. I definitely lean that way, but
yeah,
I'm religious as well, and that's kind of what guides most of my beliefs as well.
I think overall the BBB is pretty poor. I mean, everybody gets like a marginal tax break. It goes disproportionately to rich people, but where it becomes like obviously bad is because of the cuts that they're doing to SNAP, Medicaid, as well as clean energy production. Those three things combined are going to ensure that the marginal tax cut for particularly people making 51K or under per year are still yet going to be paying more and have a lower after-tax income on a year-by-year basis because of his cuts to Medicaid, SNAP, and clean energy production.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but doesn't the SNAP or Medicaid benefits stay for people who work 20 hours or more a week? Is that wrong? Or?
So the SNAP benefits, there was no new work requirement imposed on them with the BBB. The reason 3 million people are projected to be cut off by the CBPP was because our federal government is cutting their funding by $156 billion, meaning that the states will have to pick up more of that burden. Now, the projection that 3 million people are going to lose these benefits is via the projected burden that the state will simply dispose of and not pick up, leading individuals to be cut off of these programs. Now, about Medicaid, a part of why 17 million Americans are expected to lose benefits is because of that work requirement requiring them to work 20 hours a week. However, it's also because of the $1 trillion cut to spending on Medicaid, which is expected to significantly raise premiums. And this is going to kick some low-income Americans off of the services because they just simply won't be able to pay for the increase in premiums.
I guess I'm just, well, you said something about going back to the 20 hours a week thing. Why would people who don't work 20 hours a week deserve to be on it? Because I'm pretty sure there's exceptions already for disability and things like that.
A guest in your live has violated our hate speech and hateful behaviors policy. That guy got banned for hate speech? What did he even say? I'll answer your question. I have no clue why he got banned, bro. So why would people that don't work 8 hours a month or 20 hours a week deserve to be given coverage under Medicaid? Well, I mean, one, the reason why we shouldn't support a work requirement on Medicaid is because it's going to cut a lot of people off of the services that are working that amount of hours per week or per month, but just cannot fulfill the burden of filling out all the paperwork to prove it. When Arkansas implemented a statewide work requirement, 18,000 people lost service that were working 8 hours a week but couldn't prove it. And then two, I just generally disagree with the idea that healthcare policy should incentivize employment. I think that it is a good plan to have policy that does incentivize employment. It's just that healthcare policy should not be that policy. And then three, that's not just the people that are being cut off. You also have to consider the people that are going to be cut off as service because they can't pay for the higher premiums. So what's going on? Addie, do you support Trump?
Well, first, I just wanted to say that I would really appreciate a private message. And second, I really don't understand the people that are at the Canadian border wasting their time and money. And you are a part of these people.
Do you support Trump?
So I was just wondering if you could explain their state of mind on that. Because just showing sign and support, yes, it's very nice.
I apologize for removing you. However, we are just looking to debate Trump supporters, so unfortunately I am removing you. We're going to go to get that next guest up in here right now, everybody, so just do be patient while we get Katie loading in. Everyone just, give us a minute here to get the next guest up here. Let's see here. Matthew, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. I did read your message there. That is kind of you. Thank you, Matthew. Let's get 150 Matthew W's down below in the comment section for the $15 donation. That is incredibly kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well as Jared and Kendall, thank you for both for the $5 donations over on Venmo. And then Kimberly for the $10 donation on Venmo. Thank you, Kimberly, Matthew, and everybody else for the love. You guys are so incredibly kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then also Sarah, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. They say, I support your intelligence. Keep inspiring. I appreciate you for the love, Sarah. Jaden, thank you for the $6. Stacy with the 10 and Dominica with the 2. Thank you guys so much for the love. And welcome in, Katie. Do you support Trump?
Hello, Dean.
Age, please?
Hi.
Oh. Now I'm confused.
I'm 62.
Okay, now I hear it. You're good. Do you support Trump?
I'm sorry?
Do you support Trump?
Oh, I do, sir.
Oh, geez. Why is that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Why is that?
Well, Dean, I retired last year from teaching in the public school system. And I had a lot of kids come through my classrooms over the years. And I think that the most important thing that we could do to give our kids a good foundation and a strong chance at a good future is to teach them to read. And to read anything, and to read everything, and to read, I think even before a child is allowed, is grown up enough to speak, they ought to be read to. And I have had my life changed by some librarians who were just angels on earth. I'm going to tell you that. They were true angels. And I am worried very much about books not being available to all kids everywhere, to all families everywhere. And I'm just, it keeps me up at night, Dean.
Katie, I agree with everything you just said. But how does this relate to why you support Trump?
Well, it's my understanding that that's what he and his administration and, well, the Department of Education, it's my understanding that that's what they're going to accomplish.
Actually, no. So, parents are definitely going to have less money to spend on books for their children when they're now denied food stamps and hit with a $100,000 hospital bill for breaking an arm because Medicaid stopped getting service to them.
$100,000? That sounds terrible.
It's just an example.
All right.
B,
All right.
Donald Trump literally wants to close the Department of Education, which will disproportionately...
Well, he can't do that.
I know, because he can't get congressional approval, so that's not going to happen, but he wants to.
Oh, all right.
C, he's just anti-intellectual as a whole. I mean, he doesn't want people to read, or else they might not like him. So I don't really think that Donald Trump is doing anything to further children reading books.
Dean, I'm so sorry you feel that way. So could I just try to get some clarification here? Because now I'm breathing a little heavy. So you're telling me that our president, President Trump, is not interested in an educated society?
Yeah, I know. That's like the last thing he wants.
Dean? Damn it, Dean. I think I'm a damn Democrat.
Yeah, Katie, you are, you're probably the oldest troll that we've ever had on the live. I love you,
Dean.
Katie.
Bless your heart. I love you too. You take care.
Yo, shout out Katie. Shout out Katie, dude. Oldest troll we've had on the live yet. No, we love you, okay? You get the pass. I'm not even gonna talk shit on you. You get the pass to come up here and troll. That was good. That was great, Katie. You are a Democrat. That was cute. That was very cute. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute to get the next guest, Anderson, loaded into the live. All right, let's go to see what that next guest has to say. Everybody, if you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Trump. We'll probably do another debate before we head off for the day. Dude, Christian, thank you so much for the $100 donation over on PayPal. I read your message. I'm going to keep it to myself. But just know that I really appreciate you, Christian, as well as your kindness. You've always been here to support, man. If we could please get 1,000 Christian W's in those live chats, it would mean the world to me, everybody. And seriously, man, thank you so much for your kindness and for your love. Show some love to Christian down below, everybody. Thank you. As well as William. Thank you for the $20 donation over on Venmo saying keep up the good fight. Thank you for the $20, William. Show some love to William down below. As well as Mackenzie with the $10 for having to deal with people that spread hate on your name. You're a good person, man. Keep it up. I appreciate that, Mackenzie. Thank you, everybody. You guys are phenomenal. Okay, what's up, Cove? Do you support Trump?
I just want to. Do you have any? Could you tell me who I should vote for?
Child, quite frankly, goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Woo! All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box. Here we go. If you're in that queue, make sure that you support Trump. Jump. We want to talk to Jump supporters. If you support Trump, happen to queue. Quite frankly, happen to queue. That's right. Strategic HQ's gonna load up. Hopefully, they're a Chomp supporter. Hello, are you a Chomp supporter, Strategic?
Oh no, I don't know how I got up here, but
Based. Hell yeah, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to see what that next guest, Kareem, has to say. If you're in that queue, make sure you're mega. All right. Hello, Kareem. Do you support Trump?
I do not. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. I hope that you're doing great. I hope that you're living it up, having the time of your life because you're not MAGA and you're in the right side of history. Unfortunately, you're literally so based, I got to kick you. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Nathan, here we go.
I'm joining.
Age, please.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. What year were you born in?
2003, April 10th. I know. I'm really short. I look like I'm like 18, man.
Only somebody that is lying about their age would say that.
Nigger.
Okay. Moving on to the next guest. We got Araceli loading up in the box. Here we go, everybody. Just do be patient while we get that next guest. Araceli loading in. All right. Hello, Araceli. That is quite the echo. I just had to hear my own voice. I don't like the sound of my own voice. I think it's cringe, quite frankly. Moving on to Zeplar. Here we go. Hi, Zeplar.
Yo, yeah, I'm Zeplar.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Do you support Trump?
No, fuck that guy.
Yo, based Zeplar. Okay. All right, moving on to the next guest. A lot of libs in the queue. Please, if you're a lib, leave the queue. Please. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. No, I do not support Trump, but I just want to say you're doing amazing things out here. And please, for the love of God, keep dragging into these MAGA shits.
Appreciate that, Lando. Appreciate that.
Please. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you for the love, man. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Good rest of your day. Thank you for the love. As well as Ducky, thank you so much for the $10 over on Super Chat saying word of the day, Trumpery, attractive articles of little value or use. Appreciate you for the love, Ducky. What's going on, Charlie? You MAGA? What's going on? Okay. Does anybody want to come up and debate? Like one last debate of the day? Anybody out there at all? Do we want to get a MAGA in the chat, y'all? If you want to come up here and debate? Anybody? At all? Let's see. Go ahead and put a MAGA with your age if you want to come up and debate. Rough. All right, we're gonna try one more person, chat. This is our last shot. This is our last shot right here. Bryson, join up. I sent you the invite. This is our last shot at a debate, everybody. Okay, he's not joining. We'll get one person loaded into the live. Seriously, if you're a Q or if you're a liberal or a troll in the queue, leave right now. Leave right now if you're in the queue or in your troll, because this is going to be my last shot right here. Okay. Gorilla Joe, I'm counting on you. Hello, Gorilla Joe. Are you MAGA?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not too much. Do you support Trump?
To be honest, I used to. But, no, I don't. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for the night. We'll try one more time. Try one more time. We got Chris Lara loading up. This is our actual last attempt. Hello, Chris. Do you support Trump?
If anyone else had hair and it touched me, I would have been misleading.
I feel like I'm at a casino right now. I'm just spinning the slot machine and losing. Spinning the slot machine and losing. Okay, seriously, last try right now. Last attempt right here, right now. They're not even loading up. They're not even connecting. Okay, the last attempt will have to be somebody that connects. That's only fair.
Hey.
Hi. Do you support Trump?
Hi. Hey, no, I know that you are tired, but I'm from Brazil, and I just want to thank you for your job.
All right. Thank you so much for your
Bye-bye.
kindness, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, we are going to go ahead and end the stream for the day. Now, I am led to believe that Mr. Becker may be hopping back on at some point here soon. I'm just way too tired and burnt out for the night. So unfortunately, I am going to go ahead and end the stream here. I may even take a day off of the lives here soon. It'd probably be a good, healthy thing for me to do. So, you know, if you see me taking a day off, that's why. I could probably use it. Anyways, I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate everyone so much for your support today. And thank you for tuning in to the debates. Peace and love, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.